Oh my god. Hello. I also got the music in time. Whoa. But yes, hello everyone. Sorry I was late. Funny things were happening in a server. Hello. 5 minimum. What do you mean by that? But hello. Yeah. I don't know what to do now. Oh my god. Sorry, I hate starting late because I don't know, I just get anxiety about a lot of things. But yeah. Oh, the rose, thank you. Oh my god. Again, I don't know what any of those do, but yeah, thank you for it. I appreciate it anyway. But yeah, whenever I start late, I don't know. I just get a bunch of anxiety like, oh yeah, I started late, not worth starting anymore because then no one will show up and stuff. But yeah. I need to remember that that's almost never the case. But, you know, to me it is. But, yeah, whatever, bro. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna put in my server, too. Sorry for starting late. Because, like I said, I feel bad all the time. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's really hot too, and I'm dying. As we starting whenever people show up, they show up. No, I need a strict schedule, cause then I feel bad. But yeah, let's see, what else do I want to say? Pokemon, I'm on the Elite Four. That's right, like. That's where I ended up, holy badongers, yeah. I'm on the Elite Four, that's where I like stopped playing, and then I stopped playing because of Tomodachi Life. But yeah, I'm on the Elite Four. I'm going to summer. But you know what, whatever. I try to train my Pokemon a little bit more. But yeah, do they squeak as well when you squeeze them? No, they boop. Pokemon, yeah, they do this. Hang on. That's the sound they make. Wait, why isn't it working? I mean, it made the sound, but what the fuck? I thought I like connected it. I did connect it. Why is it saying it's not connect? Oh, whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. How beautiful how we spamming that sound. Whoa. Hang on, let me open the ROM. Also, goodbye, Southwatch. Why isn't it working? Yeah, that's me, actually. Wait, maybe if I go over here... Maybe it'll work now. Probably not. Actually, do any of my routines work? You're gonna commission me? Commission me for what? Editing? But that's the only thing I can do. No, it still doesn't work. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, that works. Okay, thank you. Silver's your favorite generation? Commission other artists with your model? Oh. Yeah, you can get art for me. That's when that epic to music is being made. Whoa. Pretty much yeah, you could do that. I appreciate that very much, actually. Wait, that's cool. I need to get potions right, because I got fucked up. I forgot I got fucked up. Thank you. I'm gonna get revives too. Actually, I don't really need revives, but I'm gonna get them because I got fucked up. Our friend Celeste on my bucket list? Whoa. Wait, Colbert? What the hell? Actually, I had the OG copy of Silver sitting in my nightstand because it was your very first video game. I never... You're gonna make some Jonas and yeah, I'm okay with that too. I never played Pokemon before. The Switch ones. Because I told the story a lot. I was poor as a kid. And so I could never, you know... I'm just trying to see if you and I would... Bro, the Riz. But yeah, I was poor as a kid, so I could only really get video games from 2 franchises. And the franchises I liked the most were Mario and Zelda. And so those were the 2 video games I played the most. And because of that... You'd run the cold streets of London? Yeah. Honestly, real. And so yeah, that's why I was never able to play Pokemon until the Switch, because... It wasn't... I mean, I got Moon. But like, the reason I didn't play Moon was because other things were coming out as well. And so that's why I didn't play Moon. Because other things were coming out, and then I had to delete it because I downloaded it. Like, I got it digitally, not physically. And because other things were coming out, I had no space on my 3DS, so I just played those games and I didn't play Moon. And so... yeah, I didn't really get to play Pokemon until the Switch because I just had an unfortunate thing with Pokemon for some reason. But yeah, no, now it's fine, so whatever. Zelda mentioned? Yeah, Zelda. But yeah, that's my story with Pokemon. It's really funny. Wait, Solitude. How are you gonna DM me the art? I just realized. Cause I do want to see it. I feel like talking to you is about to become my favorite part of the day. I'm an interesting person sometimes. What is Psychic Week 2 Ghost? Right. Wait, no, your opening Pokemon is Xatu, right? I'll just keep Sour Patchin'. And hope you die. I train all around the world, making... yeah, because I already did this, by the way. I lost. Lance fucking killed me. So I had to level up my Pokemon, and now I'm here. I had a whole plan for what I was gonna say, then he smiled and ruined it. Erm. Hi, Samboop, how's it going? Killed him. I will. I'm over leveled now. Well, except when I get to Lance, then I won't be over leveled. Going well? Well, I almost pressed something bad. How do I go over here? Ouch, I'm fucking dying. I swear if I get paralyzed, I am resetting. Okay, thank you. That happened to me the first time. They used me first. They used Thunderbolt on me, and then I got paralyzed, and I was like, bro, what the fuck? And yeah, now I'm dying. Is Discord muted? Okay, good. Jigs, I will. Like, it was shit. It was actually shit. Hi, Lemonade Water. How's it going? I'm fucking dying. I just started Elite 4. I'm gonna fucking die. Cause I know Pokemon on a basic level, so don't expect pro gameplay, please. Please don't expect pro gameplay. Like, actually, my Pokemon gameplay is bad. I know it is. My luck, garbage. Everything. Everything is garbage. Here, bro. Slowbro. Slowbro is Rotter, right? So I should just send in Sour Patch again. I found you off my Yoshi and I love your model. Wait, my Yoshi? I don't even use that anymore. I want to use it more, actually. But I'm bad with social media. I joined a server and boobs jump scare. Yeah, that's usually how it is. I want to make other art, or I want to get another art piece for that. I might use the pinup that I'm commissioning. Yeah, I'm commissioning a pinup, by the way. So, yippee. But yeah. Also, hi, Aro. I don't gotta be a pro. Wait, here. Executor. Sure. I still like how my starter is very low leveled. I don't know, I think it's very funny how this has happened twice. I don't know how it's happened twice, it just has. Maybe I'm bad at Pokemon. Or maybe I just like using other Pokemon more than my starter, it's one of the two. Oh my god, hi Sven, how's it going? Wait, it's been a while since I've seen you. And by a while, I mean 2 fucking days. But yeah, how are you doing with Zatu again? But yeah, my luck is garbage. That's why I'm bad at Pokemon. That's like the main reason why I'm bad at Pokemon. Is my luck is garbage and I don't like grinding. And so, you know, that leads into 2 very bad things. No! Oh my god, I knew you were gonna go first, bro. I knew it was gonna happen. No, please. I swear, please. No! I probably shouldn't fuck with this. I probably, like, shouldn't try to fuck with this. But, like... No, okay, yeah, no, I'm not fucking with this. I'm not fucking with this. Where's my full restore? Where is it? Do I have a full restore? Is it? Am I missing a fully restored 8? Yes, okay, thank you. I told you, I'm not fucking with this. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm dying, actually. Do you have a Discord server? Yes. I don't know if I can post links in, TikTok chat, though. I'm dying. That fucking bird. I hate this bird. Yeah, thanks for the Discord link. Yeah, TikTok, yeah. Should a link and I can screenshot? Well, there it is, right there. Yay! I did something, yay! Why did I press this button? Sorry, I'm bad at pressing buttons. I don't know why I'm bad at pressing buttons. I'm bad at pressing buttons. What do I have, actually? Oh. To be fair, I could just use this. I should have bought more. I really should have bought more, but whatever. I just spelled out the link. Whoa. Okay, wait, I need to... How do I... Hang on. I need to do something. I need to do something. Okay, there we go. Fahaha, I'm Koga. Wait, I didn't mean to talk to you. No, wait. Wait, I didn't mean to talk now. What's these? Koga, yeah, Koga. I didn't mean to talk to him. I'm gonna die now. Cause his first Pokemon, Spider. And I didn't mean to do this. I might lose now. To be fair, first Pokemon, easy. Or the first battle, easy. This one might not be, but we'll see. I don't know what that does. Oh, okay. Well, you wasted your turn. Thank you. Bro, he's so cool. Ouchies, what the fuck? Wait, Starburst is actually just killing now. Now that he doesn't have Flame Wheel, he's actually just killing now. Fortress, that's also Bug. Wait, that's Bug Steel. Pie, yeah. You love my models? Thank you. Sorry, the boots don't work. I don't know why. I refreshed Twitch on VTube Studio and now they're just not working anymore. I don't know why. You'll now see you next Thursday. Okay, goodbye. What the fuck? Muck. Okay, I do have a plan for this. It's you. Because Muck is poison, right? And poison is Hi, Cyrus! Wait, what the fuck? Why is everyone here? It's so long that when I saw you stream, I thought you were someone else. I am someone else. You just don't know. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is it? What? Oh no, I don't think I should have done this. Never mind. Easy. Easy. This game too fucking easy, honestly. Until I get to lands, but it's too fucking easy, right? It didn't one-shot. Oh. I thought all I had to do was one-shot it and then it would die. But, that wasn't true at all. Oh. You know what? It's fine. I got crit, didn't I? I didn't get crit. Okay, it just does that with damage. Okay, Una, it's fine. It's fine. You're dead. Was that your last Pokemon? No, that's not your last Pokemon, right? I got a crit. Get gunged. I gotta switch him out. No, Gummy, please! I gotta switch you out. Crobat. You know what? I'll just use Sour. I use Sour Patch for everything, and that's why they're so fucking overleveled. But like, I don't want to use anyone else. Because Sour Patch is just so good. I love Sour Patch. Because they one-shot like mostly everything because of Thunder. Like, bro, why wouldn't I use the Thunderbolt? I know, double team, and then I hit. Sour Patch is goated, bruh. See, I told you. Sour Patch to goat. All I need is Sour Patch. And then Venomoth. I will switch though. Because Starburst needs levels. I think this is a bad idea though, but we'll see. It's not a goat, it's a sheep. No, they're goated. What do you mean? One Pokemon left. I've been counting on this one from the very beginning. I hope I one-shot you. I didn't one-shot you last time, and it made me scared. So I hope I one-shot you this time, so I'm not scared. I am 2 levels higher. Yes! Oh my god! Are your Pokemon named after candies? Yeah, that's the theme. That was the theme this playthrough. Last playthrough had no theme, but then I thought, you know what? I should make a theme for my Pokemon names. Careful with your words. Also, all my Pokemon are women. I don't know how that happened, it just did. That was actually a complete accident, too. Like, that was just RNG. I need Antidote. Where is Antidote? That... I'm going the wrong way. No, I'm going the wrong way again. Where's Antidote? Is it here? Is it somewhere else? Oh, there it is. Wait, I only have 4 of the... Oh, no. I forgot to buy more. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. You know, good thing I stayed out there. I will save again before Koga, though. Let's go, women! Yeah. Like I said, this just happened by mistake. Oh, Bruno. Fighting. I forgot who you start with. So I'll just put out Skittles. You haven't seen how powerful Skittles is, but Skittles is powerful. The fact that it's by mistake is amazing, yeah. Like I said, I didn't mean for it to happen, it just happened. I am Bruno the Elite Four. I was trained to the extreme because I believe in our potential. That is how we become strong. Can you withstand our power? I see no fear in thee. Look determined, perfect for battle. Ready? You'll bow down to our overwhelming power. Like I said, I'm not scared of any of these fucks. I got a tummy ache from them. I know how powerful Skittles can be. Oh, it's Hitmontop? Wait, I hate him. Psybeam's more powerful, right? I don't know. I don't know if it was Psybeam or Confusion. That was more powerful. It was one of them. No! You know, I'll use Confusion because you're probably gonna heal it up, right? And yeah, I won't one-shot it anyway. And so... I could also maybe confuse you. And do things, right? Yeah, see? It's fine. And then I'll go first anyway, and then you just die, right? Yeah, well, I played good. I forgot what team is better. Oh, Psybeam, yeah. Onyx. Oh, fuck, who do I use for fucking Onyx? I mean, Gummy, right? Like, if I just use Surf, it's dead? Onyx might be- yeah, it's such a good fighting type, what do you mean? It's a penis. You need that for fighting. Okay, well that won't do shit to me, maybe? Wait, I should've rain danced, whatever. Die! Please die in one hit. I'm tired of them not. Thank you. Yippee! And then Hitmonlee. I'll probably die to this, honestly. Actually, wait, which one's the boxing one? That's the one I'm scared of. And I forgot which one it is. Okay, it's not you. I should still maybe be scared of you, though. Oh yeah, googling. Yeah, like I said, nothing is working for some reason. I don't know why. No! Right! It's you I'm scared of. Hang on, let me try to... Oh, is that it? Okay, maybe I fixed it. Maybe I fixed it. Yeah, okay, I fixed it. Yippee! I love fixing things on stream. Let's go! Can I one-shot something for... No! What the fuck is this? Ouch. Please don't kill me, thank you. Here's where I'm afraid, though. I'm afraid of this. And I might die horribly. So I don't know why I did all this. But I won't one-shot you, fight as hard as you can till you faint. I'm gonna die. I'm kinda counting on dying. But like, I just need to whittle you down. Until you use that. That's what I wanted. Now I'm dead. Yeah, okay, like I said, I counted on that. I don't know if I should use Gummy or like my own Machamp. Jawbreaker. Because both can be good. I just kind of need something to tank something for a little bit. Or I could just do this a stupid way. Okay, depends how much damage he does to me now. Okay. Wait, I kill it? Wait, what the fuck? Jawbreaker to go? It's a Machachi? Yeah. Having Pokemon moment. Having lost, I have no right to say anything. Go face your next chat. I didn't think I would kill it. I was just like, okay, I needed to survive for like a second. So I could do something funny, and then they survived. So it's like, whatever. Revive. Like I said, the only one I'm afraid of is Lance. Because they really have nothing that can hurt me. That much. So the only one I'm afraid of is Lance, because Lance has a lot of things that can hurt me. I'll say that right now. Oh, this is Karen, right? What is she? Dark type, right? Skittles is in the lead? Okay, I need that. Thank you. Wait. No, Dark type is weak to... It's weak to fighting, right? More like Dark type. Okay, Jawbreaker, it's your turn then. Thank you, Jawbreaker. I love my dorks. I'm suffering. I'm known for my overpowering tactics. Think you can take them? No. I will die. I'm sorry. Look, I will die right now. Thank you, Elite Four Karen. I just had to crash chop like 5 times and then they'll die, right? Yeah, let's go. No! Please, 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 please. Yes, thank you. Oh my god, thank you. I think after Umbreon I will switch though, depending on what they do, obviously. Well, holy fuck, okay. Because I don't want to use all my cross shots. Just in case. Murkrow? Okay, yeah, see? See, this is why it's good to have other Pokemon or something. I don't fucking know. I don't play Pokemon. Who do you think I am? Can't you read the title? This is my first time playing this fucking game. Murkrow, I'm getting Painted Attack and I'm gonna fucking die. You're such an expert? I am. Look, see? Static. Whoa. I'm so good at this game. Bro, Lance is gonna humble me so bad. I already fucking know, again. I don't know. I tried to, level myself up so I wasn't that over-leveled. But, bro, I know what's gonna happen. That fucking bird that I hate. Hi, Nelson. You're still fucking over-leveled, bro. You know what? Actually, I won't rate that. I should rate Nansack. I don't know. You know what? Fuck you. Yeah, see, fuck you. Stop licking me up. If you can set up, I can fucking set up. I hate the Houndour line. I don't know why. It's because they're OP as fucking OD game. Ouch. I'm dead. I should have killed you. Let's see. Okay, at least you have no fire type move that can kill me. Oh my god, the Quick Claw! Wait! No! What the fuck? Why does this always happen to me? I get trolled by the game constantly, I swear to fuck. Bro. Please, just die. Just die, please. I'm 2 levels lower, but yes, thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, level 46. Thank you, Rain. You're kinda useless now, but thank you, Gengar. Well, I had to do Skittles. I just hope Skittles goes first. I think Skittles will go first, actually. But I hope Skittles goes first. Because if Skittles doesn't go first, then I'm fucked. Kind of. But yeah, we'll see. Lock in Skittles. No, bro! Why do I always get unlucky? Ouch. The rain stopped? Okay, fuck you. Bro! A lick. Okay, then they should just die, right? Like, after this turn, they should just fucking die? Yes, okay. Yippee! Thank you, Skittles. I love you. And then Vileplume. I kinda should be afraid of this, huh? But actually, wait, no, they're more physically defensive, right? Not special defense? I don't fucking know. All I know is I had to go to the bathroom when my stomach hurts. Yeah, okay. And then this should be fine. I should just, kill them easily, right? Yeah, okay. Blossom is special defense? I see. I see. Okay, what if I just, kinda tease fucking, What if I tease Lance for a bit, And then I just leave to go to the bathroom. Because like I said, I need to go to the bathroom. Hang on, let me heal my Pokemon first. And then I will go to the bathroom. I do need a piss. I have no hyper potion, this sucks. Actually, no, because I have a lot more full restores, but still. I feel like I should waste potions on, you know, Sour Patch. Yeah, I will. I should have bought a regular potion just for these two. But like, Sour Patch is, you know, very important for this. I had to not get unlucky is a thing. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. While I save. BRB. On TikTok, that's like, not centered and it's pissing me off, but you know what? Whatever. BRB. I'm gonna start an ad too. So people... Ads turn off. But yeah, BRB. Oh my god. Hello. I will wait until the ad is complete, but my stomach kinda hurts. I think I'm nervous about this. I think I'm really nervous. But yeah. Oh no, yeah, I'm like very nervous about this actually. Cause like I said, I tried this before already. That was like more than a week ago. You can do it, I don't know. Cause, well, yeah, like I said, I tried this again. I tried this before. I was underleveled. I was super underleveled. Now I'm less so underleveled, but I'm still underleveled. And so I'm very nervous. Buck it up, you got this. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the ad to finish, and then I'll start again. It's 24 seconds. But oh my god, I think I just need to breathe, honestly. But yeah, I'm very nervous because Lance, once you switched to his Dragonite, I was fucked. That fucked me up so bad. But yeah, I've been waiting for you, Celeste. I knew that you, with your skills, would eventually reach me here. There's no need for words now. We will battle to determine who is the stronger of the two of us. As the most powerful trainer and as the Pokemon League champion, I, Lance the Dragon Master, accept your challenge. Get to carry your heart gold run. I have a Dragonair. I don't have a Dragonite. Lance, we're like, no chance. Bro, I wish. I swear, if I get super unlucky with this again, I'm going to kill myself. With this waterfall, if this flinches me, I will reset. Like, I don't care. Okay, thank you. Also, why are you faster than me? I'm 2 levels higher. I should be faster, right? Right? I know it's remastered. Okay, that's what... I don't know which Dragonite this is, so that's also what sucks. I'll see, Lance cheating by having Dragonite under the evolving level. He is always a cheater. He has 3 Dragonites. Why do you do with your strongest one always? Please don't die, 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 please don't die. Okay. I can only survive 1 of those, and he can survive like, what, 5 of these? Oh, 2, okay. Oh well. That's unlucky. I thought Lam's probably the toughest Pokemon champion. I'm suffering right now. I don't even want to do this, because if I do this, I'll just waste a potion and then I'll die. So it's like, what's the point? My turn normal extreme speed. So now I'm just like trying to think like, okay, what should I do? Because if I use a potion, he uses outrage. I still take a fuck ton of damage, and I had to use another potion. I hope he's confused. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. So now I'm thinking, who can take hits the most? Probably Jawbreaker. Why my voice so zesty? Funny. But also because my stomach is fucking dying and I'm running out of breath. Please, no. Please. Please. Oh my god. Low kick, sure. I had to trust the process. Okay, whatever, bro. He always does his fucking strongest Pokemon second. I don't like it. Sure, whatever. You will die, actually, but, I don't know, I feel like I can heal you now, honestly. And it should be fine. But the fact that my Machamp got fucking one-shot is crazy! It's actually crazy! Oh my god, thank you! Please! No! Okay, at least he won't die to this, but still... Actually, I think I will die if they crit me. Huh? Oh, that sucks. And you get healed. So I will heal too. Because fuck you, Lance, I hate you. I feel like I should have kept Sour Patch in. And, what the fuck? They didn't heal? What's wrong with you? I swear we heal now. Okay, you didn't. You just want me dead. I don't even have a Pokemon faster. It's locked into Outrage, so it can't... Oh. I didn't know that. I should've just killed you, huh? Yeah, I didn't know that. And now you'll kill, right? Yeah, okay. I see! Wait, I'm understanding. I'm understanding. I should reset. But I'm understanding. Okay, wait, that... You know what? That makes a lot of sense. I could have killed it right there, actually, huh? Okay, I see. I see. I'm understanding the process. Okay. So then I switch you. And then I feel like I should paralyze it. I mean, I can try this, right? Because I do have this save right here. I could try to paralyze it and see, like, how good or bad that is. Because the only problem is it's gonna go twice before my, before Gummy has a chance to attack. That's, like, the only issue. And it might one-shot Sour Patch too. That's also an issue. So, you know, we can see. Oh my god! But yeah, I guess we'll see. This is the experimental run. I will experiment everything. Static W. Okay, it's probably your level 51, yep. Try to paralyze you, I guess. I'm pretty sure this one-shot Sour Patch, though. Oh, yeah. That's kind of bad. That's very bad, actually, but, you know. Whatever. Please get confused, please! Ouch! Wait, when does it get confused, then? Is it like now, after this? I mean, like I said, this is the experimental run. So I need to see this. Every last 2 to 3 turns then confuses? Oh. I see. So basically, Gummy is fucked here then, right? Okay, there we go. Do I trust the process? Do I trust it? RNG! Wait, RNG! Wait, actually that could be bad. I think that was bad. Yeah, that was bad. Oh my god. Fuck, I wish I had Dig. Wait, Dig would be so clutch here. Actually, no, it wouldn't. What am I saying? Well. I did not think you would heal there. Wait, I got a crit! Gummy! Another fucking Dragonite that'll fucking murder me. You're level 49. I had to heal. The process is... Yeah, but I had to heal and it's gonna... Because you also have Outrage, right? I'm pretty sure all the Dragonites have Outrage. I'm guessing they all have Outrage. Like, there's no way they don't all have Outrage, right? Oh, Dragon Rush. Can I survive that, at least? No. I'll try to. Wait! I don't think they'll do. It's only level 51? I had to do something stupid, bro. I had to be stupid, like... I had to play it like this, like, I don't know. I don't know what else to do, I had to do this stupidly. Ouch. Oh, I'm dead. See, that's why I had to play it stupidly. Jawbreaker, please. Please. Please survive. If Gummy can survive, you can survive. Please. Please. Oh my god. Are you fucking serious? You know what? Fuck it. Where's my revive? It's status heal, right? Yeah. Actually. I have a max revive. I feel like I should use it on Gummy. Hi, Kuda, how's it going? Gummy carry? Yeah, for real. What the hell? What is your problem? I had to use another revive now! Yeah, bro, what is your problem? Oh, I was going for air slash. I need to send something out so I can heal, though. This is the thing. I don't think Trolley would survive, but Trolley won't do anything this fight anyway, so I'll just use it as a sacrifice. I'm sorry, Trolley. I'm sorry, but, like, it's true. Ouch. Thunderbolt. I don't want to use Gummy for this. I want to save Gummy. Oh my god, yes. Wait, what else do you have though? Because you had 3 Dragonites, right? I killed 2. I killed a Gyarados. I killed a Charizard. Is it only the 2 Dragonites now? Or it is something else? No, there's something else. What's that last one? You're gonna outspeed me and you're gonna heal, aren't you? So I will do this. Yep, I fucking knew it. I hate you! I'm just gonna go for like the 2 Ice Beams, bro. If it crits, then like whatever. I deserve to lose, I guess. But I'm just gonna go for the 2 Ice Beams. Hyper Beam! No, don't piss on me! I didn't even know you had that. I'm dead, aren't I? Oh, I'm not dead. Okay, good. What do you fucking have? Good, there's one more Dragonite, but what do you have? Yeah, there's that Dragonite. You know, I'm gonna switch. You know what? Yeah, I'll use Starburst. This will probably go poorly, but I need to heal Gummy is the thing. Like, Gummy is carrying this. I need to heal Gummy. This is your... Oh, wait, no, they're both level 49, bro. What the hell? Like, the last one wasn't hard enough to kill. To be fair, it leveled up now, so I should be a little stronger, but yeah, whatever. Thunder Wave. Wait, that's crazy. That you would go for that. I wanted to do that to you! But if I just do quick attacks? Like, I feel like this won't do anything, but like, what if I just spam quick attacks? Ouch. Oh my god, wait, Starburst. Starburst is, like, bro. They want this Dragonite dead. And then quick attack again. Just to get the berry out. That didn't get the berry out. Wait. I need to get that berry out. Okay, there we go. Why didn't it heal them? I mean, whatever. Gummy can just, like, one-shot you now. Like, Starburst did so good. Starburst did more than I wanted him to. Gummy, I believe. To be fair, this is possible because of Starburst. I swear. Like, if I one-shot this is because of- yeah, that was all because of Starburst. Wait, Aerodactyl? Oh my, I'm so glad I didn't fucking sacrifice Sour Patch. I was like, you probably have something fucking stupid. I don't know what, but it's something stupid. I thought this would never happen. Sour Patch is still to go. I hope. I think all they need to do is survive, right? Okay, yeah, I should be able to kill you. And that stupid shit happens, I swear. Okay! Yippee! Oh my god. Wait, Wingman, what the hell? When did you come in? Hello? Haven't I witnessed the rises of great new champion? When did you come in? Hello? Woo. Yeah, become truly powerful. Wait, can someone screenshot? Can someone screenshot, like, when the Pokemon come up? Can you, like, get all those screenshots, please? Was watching the fireworks there? And because... yeah, become truly powerful, Celeste. Your Pokemon have responded to your strong and outstanding nature. Now you can play an entire Pokemon game where the yippee! As a trainer, you'll continue to go strong with your Pokemon. Hello. Oh no, it's all over, Professor Oak, if you weren't so slow. Ah, Celeste, it's been a long while. You certainly look more impressive. Your conquest of the league is just fantastic. Your dedication, trust, and love for your Pokemon made this happen. Your Pokemon were outstanding, too. Because they believed in you as a trainer, they persevered. Congratulations, Celeste, bro, especially Starburst. Did you see Starburst, bro? Like, holy fuck. Let's interview the brand new champion. This is getting to be a bit too noisy, Celeste. Could you come with me? Oh wait, we haven't done the interview! Oh my god. I don't know how I did this, to be honest. I just used a lot of potions. It's been a long time since I last came here. This is where we commemorate the league champions for all eternity. The courageous Pokemon are also inducted. Here today, we witnessed the rise of a new league champion. A trainer who feels compassion for and trust toward all Pokemon. A trainer who succeeded through perseverance and determination. Undertale, the new league champion who has all the makings of greatness. Celeste, allow me to register you and your partners as champions. Wait, can someone get the screenshots, please? And then post them in my server. I want them. Yay! Sour Patch. Bro, I love Sour Patch. And Gummy! I feel so attached to these Pokemon, it's actually crazy. Like, my entire team I feel so attached to, except maybe Trilly, but still. Skittles, yay! I love Skittles. And Starburst. Bro, Starburst was so clutch for that final battle, like, actually. A jawbreaker. Obtaining the league trade, whoa. And then you should say, I got it at, yeah, I got you at the fucking gambling center. Yippee! I'm so cool. Oh my god. Bye. Oh wait, and now it's the credits, right? Ah, fuck, what do I talk about in the credits? What do I even do here? Hi Souffle, how's it going? I just beat this game, kind of, not really. I beat the first half of this game. But holy fuck. That was insane, actually. That shit was so difficult, and like I don't want to do anything like that ever again, but I know I'm gonna have to. So it's like, okay, what do I do? You know? But whatever. Whatever, bro. Wait, Souffle, I don't know if you're listening, but do you want to be on my Tomodachi Life Island? I keep forgetting to ask that because I don't know your Discord, so we only talk on Twitch. But yeah, I keep forgetting to ask that. Wait, the Pichu with the egg, that's so cute. But yeah, I don't know, I was so attached to like my entire team. Like, I love all of them. I want to get art of all of them. Like, just me and all of them. But that's also really expensive, so... I don't know if I can. But I loved my entire team. That do happen with Pokemon. I know, but like, this is the first time it's happened, though. Because like I said, I played the Switch ones. I didn't really get attached to my team. I played Fire Red. I didn't really get attached to my team. But this one, for some reason, I got attached to my team. Maybe it's because they were good. I don't know. They didn't anger me. Oh, what time did I even press that? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. Just something happened. Something clicked with this team, I think. I think I clicked with this team, to be fair. I think my team was really good. I think this is like the first Pokemon team I've had in a while where like pretty much every member was really good. And I contributed to something, you know? So I don't know, maybe I just cooked this game. Maybe that was it. Maybe I wasn't good at cooking Pokemon teams before. But now I am, so whatever. Kind of, not really, but yeah. It's crazy though. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I can't believe it. I did it. And now I had to do harder things. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel about that. To be honest, now you actually knew what you were doing. That too. Crazy how it only took like, what? Because that was my most recent book. Well, Arceus. And then what? Fucking... Well, ZA, Arceus, and Fire Red. Crazy how it took 3 Pokemon games for me to know what I was doing. Huh. What the fuck? Where am I? Where the fuck am I? Do I really want to do the Fire Red stuff, though? Do I really want to do this? Hang on, I want to switch in my starter. I know it doesn't matter right now, but I want to switch it in. Like, is this really something I want to do? Hi, Celeste told me that he has something to give you. Well... Look at me in my Typhlosion, just a girl in her Typhlosion, that's me. Oh wait, I can finally see the outside. That's crazy. I haven't seen the outside in I don't know how long. I've been inside for so long. There you are. I called because I have something to, for you. See, it's an SS ticket, now you can catch Pokemon in Kanto. What? How do I do that? The ticket will let you take the fast ship that departs from Alamine City. But you did already? Oh, I did? Okay. So I need to go to Olivine, and then I can go to Kanto and suffer even more? Whoa, that's great. I love that. Hang on, do I have any Pokemon with Fly? No. I need to go to the PC. Hang on, I gotta go to my Nintendo PC that's over here. I gotta go in the oh, bro, I'm already suffering. No, please, I'm already suffering. Oh my god, thank you. I swear if there's an encounter... I don't even have cut. Yeah, I don't even have cut, bro. What am I doing here? Actually, do I have cut? I don't have cut. Okay, yeah, I don't even have cut. No! Level 3 sentry, how could you? Sentry? I already caught a sentry. I already got that shit. That shit is on lock. Not anything else though. That shit's not on lock. But yeah. Hang on, where's my Nintendo PC? It's somewhere here. There it is, there's my Nintendo PC. Targus has a lot of dangerous Pokemon. That was the wrong... Actually, no, that was the right one. Wait, I can go to the Hall of Fame? Wait, what does that do? What does Hall of Fame do? Oh. It just tells you the Pokemon you got in the Hall of Fame, and it says the moveset, and oh. I see. That's crazy. Okay, anyway. I gotta deposit someone, I don't know who. You know what? Fuck you, Trolley. You haven't done shit. Everyone else though? Cool as fuck. Trolley did nothing. Trolley will do stuff in the future, just not now. I don't know, I kinda wanted to use Lugia to be fair. I thought about replacing Trolley with Lugia just for the flying type, but then I was like, I don't think it's that important, but yeah, you know, whatever. Who was my flying? Where the fuck is my... There's my bird. I couldn't find my bird! I'm already going insane. And then Trolley. My bird was there. My bird, it's here. I got my bird, now I can go somewhere. Where am I going though? Where's Olivine? That's Violet. I don't remember this game. It's been more than a week. There's Olivine. That bird said that bird that I love. But yeah, I don't remember this game. It's been more than a week. So how I beat fucking Lance, I don't know. But whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Nothing is fine actually, but right now everything is fine. Because now I am the strongest trainer in the world, and that means no one can stop me. And everything is fine, literally. And everything is fine. It's all thanks to Gummy? It is all thanks to Gummy, actually. But yeah. Lunari Bun, thanks for the follow, honk honk. How's it going? Where's the ship? Where's the ship? What the fuck? Can I ride my bike? I can. Yeah, where's the wait, is it here? Is that the ship? Oh wait, no, there's the ship. Okay, I see. I can't go in. I will go in. I am there now. Oak! Hello, you're starting to have the attitude of a champion, Celeste. It's time for your Pokedex to match who you are. Let me see your Pokedex for a second. I'll upgrade your Pokedex with the National mode. Oh my god, I've gone National. Mrs. Worldwide, that's me. It won't be easy to complete the National Pokedex. However, I'm sure you will make an honest attempt on her behalf. Oh, time flies. I have a radio show to record at Goldenrod Radio Tower. You must be heading for Kanto. If you come to your Pallet Town, do drop by my Pokemon Research Lab. I mean... Oakwards Echo Celeste, there's a time and place for everything, but not now. Wait, why is my mom calling me? Please don't buy it. No, you bought something! Why would you do this? She does this all the time. She calls me for every 5 minutes to tell me that she bought something. The SS Aqua... Wait, what? The SS Aqua uses just to travel its skins over water. What do you say? In a Kanto already, hear many rare Pokemon live over there. Sound exciting, I'd love to visit. I can because I'm strong. I flashed the ticket. We're departing soon, get on board quick. Bro, I love flashing my tickets. Don't you? You must be the last passenger? Oh, I am, I guess. Bye. Me too. Me too, ship. Hello? Wait for you. Whoa, excuse me, I was in a hurry. My granddaughter is missing. She's just a wee girl. If you see her, please let me know. Bye. Hang on, I gotta turn on my lamp. My lamp has been turned on. Okay, so is this like the ship in Fire Red where I just like fight everyone? Those managers or trainers draw itching the bat under. Yeah, okay, it is. It literally is, okay. In that case, actually, this will be good experience for Trolley. Because then I can just put them in, and then switch them out. Lamau. That's my plan, to make them strong. Hey kid, wanna battle with me? No! Even though I'm the champion, I hate fighting. Everyone hates me. What did I do? Wait, what is Delibird? It's flying, right? Okay, go, Sour Patch. Wait, is it ice flying? Because I could have used... Ah, whatever, it's fine. Present! Yay! That crit me? Wait, die. Yeah, disrespected the champion. Now you must die. This is what happens when you disrespect the champion. You die. That's the new joke. Now that I'm the champion, I can, like, I don't know, be cocky or something. I will be annoying about this. To the NPCs only. You think I'm a baby? That's not fair. I'm not a baby and that's not a nice thing to say. I'm the champion and everyone's a baby to me. We gotta take her down. And now no one can kill me. Why do you have a fan being Teddy Ursa? Both are normal. Okay, to be fair. Dragon Pulse. Something. Yeah, and then you just come in. And now it should be easy, right? You have a question? What's your question, soldier? It looked like Jawbreaker was trying to get punched and that's when, like, hit the fan feed. Wait, we're all women here. You can't do that. Okay, I guess you can't do that. Ouch. What does Dragon Rage do? Would you like me to make a Joker from playing cards into Pokemon? Yeah. Why are you putting a Teddy Ursa in fan feed for? I'm the champion, so I can do whatever I want, that's why. That's why I'm doing this. Oh bro, the Quick Claw. I kinda did nothing. I didn't want to use Cross Chop just for fucking Teddy Ursa. But yeah, whatever. Trolley might actually die, that's crazy. I need Trolley wasn't the best, but oh my god. Not until they evolve and still, oh my god. Wait, after one hit, will they die? No, what the fuck, they can just keep doing this. That's actually so annoying. Alright, then do this, I guess. Wait, no, do this, I guess. And then, do this, I guess. There you go. Okay, it's dead. Yippee! I'm so cool. Trolley is not cool. But you know what? Whatever. I can't sleep in these beds. What is this? I don't know. Bye. I'm not gonna remember any door I went in, by the way. I hope y'all know this. I will remember. Oh, hello, my granddaughter is still missing. If she's on the ship, that's okay. She's an energetic child, so she may be bothering someone. That worries me. Can I sleep in this bed? No. Okay. Fuck you, I guess. Can I go? Wait, this is a door. Hello? Can I sleep in? No? Okay, bye. Is there a bed I can't sleep in? I don't know. I want there to be. You're evil! Are you alone? That's battle. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I do not know what you mean by that. I do not like what you mean by that. I will, yeah, Starburst, fucking kill him. Wait, why do they all have weak Pokemon? If this is post-game. Wait, what? Yeah, actually, wait, that's actually a legitimate. Why do they all have weak Pokemon? What the fuck? Yeah, because, bro, what? I'm so confused, actually. Why do they all have weak Pokemon? I got nothing! What the fuck is Golem? I'm guessing it's Steel, but I don't know. Oh, wait, that's Golem. How'd I forget what Golem was when I had a Golem in my Fire Red playthrough? Right, because I named it Opal, so I just forgot its name. Ouch. That still did nothing to me. But yeah, like, why do they all have weak Pokemon? That's so weird, actually. I thought this is the post-game. I mean, it is the post-game, but still. You're back and you made the picture? Whoa. Wait, how are you gonna send it to me? Can you send pictures to TikTok DMs? I don't even look at that. I probably shouldn't. What? I'm a wicked course? Okay. Wait, that looks like a bed I can sleep in. Let me in. Let me in. Okay, there's a PC. Oh my god, it is. Yay, okay, so there is a bed I can sleep in. Yippee. I thought that guy was gonna fight me. This guy will fight me. I'm going to Canada to put on fire-breathing shows. Why are you fighting me then? Oh my god, coughing! I love coughing. Should I kill you with... I mean, I could use it. Oh wait, no, agility just buffs you up, right? Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You take the sludge. You take the sludge. You made a lot of other stuff into Pokemon? I only recently got into Pokemon. This is my first time playing this game, so... I think after this I will, play Emerald. Cause I don't know if I want to do all the Kanto stuff. But, you know, we'll see. You have Ozzy Osbourne. Well... He's dead. Not Ozzy Osbourne, coughing. I mean, he's not, whatever. I didn't mean it like that. Flareon. Oh no. Why do I do this? What is wrong with me? I'm Michael Jackson and Eminem and Snoop Dogg on top of that. Well, I like all of them. I kind of wanted to see the Michael Jackson movie, and then I heard it was really bad. And it's basically just like clips from other shows. And also it didn't really go into his life, but you know, I kind of guessed that it wouldn't. But still, it's kind of disappointing, you know, so whatever. I kind of wish they also went into the fucked up part of his life too, but I know that won't happen in As long as his family members are alive, as fucked up that is to say. But yeah, I don't know. Wait, can I sleep in this bed? No, I can't. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should've. I feel like they really should've. But yeah, whatever. Where am I? I'm somewhere. I'm gonna go heal again. Cause I'm a pussy. I'm actually a pussy. I don't want to die. Also, who DM'd me? Oh. That's who DM'd me. Wait, who also DM'd me? Oh, that's who DM'd me. That was you. Oh no, I meant on Discord, not TikTok. What game is this? This is Pokemon SoulSilver. This is my first time playing this game. Why am I going in circles? I will go down here. Fuck it. Who's calling me? Was it me this time? It was someone replying to me in the server because I showed them something, and then it was Enox. I don't know what the other DM is though. It's probably not everyone. For something I don't care about. Hey kid, can I get you to look for my buddy? He's taking it easy somewhere. That good for nothing. I want you to go find him, but I'm a guardian and have to stay right here. I don't know, to start playing random Pokemon games. I'm playing this because it's my first time playing, like, the entire series. Enox should be sleeping. No, Enox texted me, like, a long time ago. Like an hour ago, I think. I just looked at it, like, right now, because I'm finally free. You know, I'm not fighting the Elite Four. I'm not suffering. You know, I'm doing this shit. I can make your name into a Pokemon? Well... I like Pokemon. Wait, when do I get Psychic? I know Psychic is like the best move I can have, but when do I get it? Eradicate, because the fact that I don't have it, you know. It's like, what do I do? Actually, what do I even do, like, now? I mean, I know what I do. Are you a heavy Pokemon? I'm guessing you're a heavy Pokemon. I gotta go to Kanto. But, like, what do I do once I get to Kanto? Cause like, Somboop said you just fight all the gyms again. But I don't know, like... I don't know if I want to do that. Because I know what the secret boss of this game is too, and I know what the level is, like, cap is too, for that boss. And that's why I'm just like, do I really want to grind for this, or do I just want to play Emerald? And I think the answer is I want to play Emerald, but yeah. But I guess we'll see, you know, I'll decide, like, tomorrow or something. What it is I want to do. But I'm pretty sure I know the answer. I don't remember because now you only play Gen 6, 7, 8, and 9. Wait, what gens are those? Is that after Black and White? So that's X, Y, Sun, Moon, Sword, Shield, and I don't know, something else. No, don't slap me! What the fuck? I swear, bro. I'm just being slapped for no reason. But yeah. I don't know, like, all I know is that I beat the Elite Four, and I'm suffering. You know, like, getting slapped, no. Magmar. No, wait, I'm on to okay, whatever. Wait, you're fighting type, right? Are you? Are you firefighting? No, you're just fire. Okay, whatever. Fire. I almost killed it. Whatever. Whatever. Just die. Just die, bro. Ouch. Die. That did nothing to me. Die. Surrounded by a cinnamon moon, sword shield X and Y. Well, I guess you're right. Die. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of just want to like move on to Emerald. After this stream. But like I said, I don't know if I should. Wait, you're confused. It sucks. Yeah, you're water ground and can't do shit. Why do they all have weak Pokemon? This is actually confusing me. Like, why? Why are they like this? Like, is it gonna be like this like the whole game? The entire rest of the game except, you know, for the gym leaders? Cause bro, that's kinda, I don't know. Do you wanna get stopped? No, but like this is post-game, so I don't know. I thought they would be more of a challenge. Cause it's post-game. Okay, where was that sailor? Like, they're barely giving me experience either, and that's also kinda annoying me. He was somewhere here. Not here, though. Just get some gens, you'll be fine. I'm not gonna skip gens. I wanna play them all in order. That's why I'm doing- I mean, this is Gen 4 remake, but still. There he is. Oh, bye. What, you're saying I was asleep? Show some respect. The crewman on duty would never be so unmindful as to take a nap in a place like this. I resent your implication. I challenge you. Yeah, this- I don't know. This kind of annoying me too. That they all have weak Pokemon. I thought they would get stronger. You know, I don't really get the complaint now that, older Pokemon games are harder. Like, did I have a harder time on Elite Four? Yeah, but like, the rest of the game is still really easy. So I don't know. That weak because you're going to put fear in them. Though I do get the ROM hacks that make Pokemon harder, because I feel like it could either be really frustrating or really fun if, you know, Pokemon was harder. Like, I understand it. I actually very much understand it. But yeah. I don't know. Psyduck. Wait, I meant to- whatever. I'll make your name into Jester Pokemon. Well... I love Pokemon. Alright, go to SoulSilver. This is SoulSilver. I'm dying. Actually, that did nothing to me. That's it. Wait, I can't look at TikTok DMs right now. Go? Yeah. I love SoulSilver. I like this game so far too, but I don't know. It's weirding me out that all the trainers are weak when this is post game. Since you has woken me up, I will amend my ways and work hard. Can you keep it a secret that I was taking a nap here? Please don't tell the captain. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see if bad things happen or something. I don't know what will happen. Something will happen. Cause yeah, I actually don't know what'll happen. It was my first game ever, so it's got a special place in your heart. I wish I grew up with these games. But I didn't. Thanks, kid. I yelled at him good, so quit slacking off. Wait, can I go here now? Oh wait, I can. What is this? Ladder. What? I'm so bored, no! I didn't even know you were a trainer, I was going to talk to you! You grew up playing Gen 1? Like I said, I wish I grew up playing these games. But, I was not so lucky. So now I'm just here. Ouch. That did nothing to me, ouch. That did nothing to me. Yeah, get fucked, idiot. Ouch. That did nothing to me. Ouch. That did nothing to me. I almost got hit the fucking full 5 times, that's insane. I mean, die, bro, but still, that's insane. Please, okay. The health bar goes down so slow. I heard that that's a Gen 4 problem, though. And in Gen 5, like, you know, it gets really fast. So maybe I should just go play Black and White like everyone's telling me to. To be fair, when I said I was gonna play every gen, everyone was like, oh my god, I'm so excited for Black and White. I can't wait for Black and White. And so, yeah, now I'm excited for Black and White. Because I want to see if it lives up to the hype. It probably will, to be honest. But yeah. Oh my god, hi Hunter, how's it going? 2019 grew up playing all Pokemon games, but I can't play them like I used to. The only Pokemon games I played before Fire Red and this one were all the Switch ones except Let's Go. But yeah. Hi Bilal, how's it going? I can't read that. Procrastination hitting, I feel that! Game is Pokemon Heart Gold? No, this is SoulSilver. Captain, play with me please, I'm bored, I want to play a game! Well, are you gonna play with me? Let's play hide and seek, I'll hide so close your eyes! Do you good watching Steven Universe? I never watched that show. Thank you for playing with her, you may think being Captain is a somewhat easy job, but it's actually quite demanding. That little passenger has gone out of the room. She can't get off the ship, so she must be hiding somewhere around here. SoulSilver is the Pepsi to Heart Gold Coca-Cola. Well, that's not true, because I like Coke more. And also, SoulSilver has Lugia, so that means it's a better game. Because I like Lugia more than Ho. 7 more things and I'll be free. Wait, what the fuck is here? What the hell? Oh, you found me. I better go back to my grandpa. I think school is almost over for me too, cause I only have 2 more weeks and I'm done with college. For the semester. Here I am, I was playing hide and seek with this girl. Celeste, was it? I heard you entertained my granddaughter. I want to thank you for that, take this. Oh, Metal Co, I don't need that anymore, but thank you. You have 1 week of freedom? I have 3 months. Though, I don't know, it's not really freedom though, because I also had to edit a lot, but... You know, whatever, it's fine. I got paid for it this week. I got $30, and so I was able to commission something because of it, and I'm very happy. That I actually got paid for something. Playing OG Pokemon? Well... You know, to be fair, I kind of want to play original, like, Red, Blue, Yellow. I feel like I would hate it, though. Fast ship as Aqua has arrived in Vermilion City. But, you know, we'll see. Hello, world. I am here. For me, it's either have school for the month or don't get paid for going, and my vehicle is almost paid off. Oh. I'm lucky I can't drive. What do you say? Backhouse Pokemon? I arrived in Kanto. I don't know what this guy says. You came from Johto? I envy you. I hear many rare Pokemon live over there. No way, yeah. I'm in Vermilion. But, wait, what the fuck's Suicune? Hello, bye. That was so close, I thought I could corner it by ambushing it here, but running on the water is beyond me. I am starting to see a pattern. Suicune prefers water, that means. Sorry, Celeste, I gotta go. If I could walk everywhere, I probably would. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Zomboop, you said that the rest of the game is basically just Red and Blue, right? Where I just, you know, fight all the gym leaders, but I could also get Latios and Latias if I wanted to. Or something. I don't know. That's the You know what? I will go to the Pokemon fan club. You forgot? What the hell? Look at my darling Bayleaf. The leaf on its head is so cute and fashionable. The Wickle Fairy opens up its arms. It's so adorable. Wait, what is... Oh, wait, is this the... I'm a chairman of the Pokemon fan club. I've raised over 150 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. I don't want to hear your sing, but I think you give me something like the other things, so whatever. Just stop yapping. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you fight all gym leader. Oh, I got a rare candy. Okay. Fight all gym leaders and goes back to the league for harder fights. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. Because, you know, I'm basically playing just Red and Blue again. And I've already done that. Obviously. And I had a horrible time, so I don't know if I want to do that. I could do that, but I don't know if I want to do that. Wait, where's the Pokemon Center? Is there no Pokemon Center? Or am I stupid? I think I'm stupid. I think it's somewhere up here. Yeah, there it is. Yippee! It's different, but it's been so long since last time I played Heart Gold. I mean, I know the gym leaders have different Pokemon. But, you know, I'm just like, do I really care about that? Because, like, the only thing I really care about, if I'm going to be honest, is the secret boss. And that's the only thing I care about. But I know the grind to get to that secret boss is huge. And that's why I'm just like, I don't know if I want to do this. The secret boss is hype. Yeah, that's the only thing I want to do. Like, realistically. But, like, you know, to get to him, it's such a grind. That's why I'm just like, do I really care this much? Or do I just want to go to, you know, Emerald? And I think I just want to go to Emerald, to be honest. Because at least with Emerald, the post-game, you know, isn't this fucking cute. And that way, you know, I'll feel more comfortable doing the fucking post-game, but yeah. Emerald do be the best game. Wait, a different opinion, because everyone said it's fucking black and white. But yeah, I guess I just gotta fight Surge again, huh? You know, I talked to you everything. Yo, it isn't making you look that this time. The trats at this gym have been out of order for a while. But the trats are back up and running now. Why, lucky you may ask, because you can train yourself better that way. I don't want to! Get me out! No, not again, please! Since your Song Patrol was electric type Pokemon, you could beat me. Oh wait, double battle? What the hell? Here we go. No! Get me out! A Trolley won't die to this, right? Surely. Surely Trolley won't die to this, right? I think I'm more scared of Jolteon. Oh, yep. No! Get me out, please! Ouch. I feel like Gummy's gonna kill Trolley. I don't know. I feel like it'll happen. Always fear my son. I mean, I killed them. I might kill Trolley though, is the thing. I need to switch to someone who's not weak to ground. But I don't think I have that. No, I killed Trolley, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. I started playing on Gen 4 aka Diamond Heart Gold, then played the games before and Emerald had so many Diamond Hearts based on it. Oh, yeah, you know what, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I don't have a Pokemon not weak to ground. The only one that That isn't weak to ground is Gummy, obviously. What the fuck? Sure. Sure. Do they all have Swift? Like, is that just a gimmick? Cause I swear to God, I hate that gimmick. Wait, if you switch in. Wait, switch in now, please. Wait, do you switch in? No. I have played Black, but like many years later. I want to play Infinite Fusion after everything is said and done, to be honest. Just to see how it is. Cause I heard it's a really good Pokemon ROM hack. And you know, I don't know, I just want to play it. I feel like it'd be really fun. Seeing all the cursed creations that I make. Infinite Fusion owns. Yeah, I want to see like all the cursed creations that I make. And like, all of you will hate, but you know, whatever. It'll be fine. Oh my god, the Quick Claw! Oh wait, you're Steel, right? That's why you're big to fighting. Well, I remembered that. Bye. I'm gonna have to go back and heal. Ouch. How many Cruise Gardevoir fusions will Celeste make? No, it just won't be with Gardevoir. It'll be with other Pokemon. What game is this? SoulSilver. But yeah, it won't just be Gardevoir. I do want to use Gardevoir on my Emerald team, though. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, Gardevoir will be on my Emerald team. Who could have guessed? Actually, who could have guessed that Gardevoir would be on my Emerald team? It's not like Gardevoir is an insanely powerful Pokemon in Gen 3, but also Gardevoir is, you know, one of my favorite Pokemon, so why would I use Gardevoir, you know? I can't wait to see the grind to catch a Waltz. To be fair, I grinded for the Swooper, and I got it. I could do it with Waltz. What? But thank you. But what? Thank you. Funny teleport Pokemon. I I got an Abra in Fire Red. That wasn't on stream though, but I did catch one, like, you know. So, yeah. I've done it before, I could do it again. Will I hate it? Yes. It's only 5%. Yeah, and I caught a Wooper, and Wooper is 5% too. So I could do it. I caught a bunch of Woopers, actually. Waltz, why are you calling me? No, stop calling me Beth, please. Please, just go away. Thank you. I hate it when they try to sell me meth. They should just not do that. Why did they do this to me? What did I do to them? Fuck you, I should have a Pokemon with cut, but fuck you. I go in the long way. I need you to battle me. So how is Gummy slower than a Tentacool? Okay, you know what? Fair. Bye. I need to buy more potions. That's what I need to do. You should defeat Lieutenant Surge, not if I can help it. Gummy looks really slow. I don't think there's even one thought in his head. To be fair, fair. Honestly, fair. Special defense, try physical attack, buddy. Get fucked, idiot. Yay. Well, that guy is stupid. And that guy, he's fucking stupid. Wait, what is Gummy want to learn? Mist. Okay, I don't need this. Yeah, I don't need this. Just welcome, give up on learning this movie. Yep, bye. I'm sure you attack him and you realize you got hit a day after. Wait, I said for... Wait, haze? Why am I learning haze? What is haze? The user creates a haze element to every stat. No, what? Get... yeah, get rid of this. Why'd I learn 2 moves? Laughy, no. That was weird. Anyway, Earthquake. I'm faster than a Flappy? I mean, I know Ampharos is also slow, but oh my god. That's crazy. That's actually insane. And I got a crit. As I said, Emerald's best game, but Gen 5 has best in music. Electric. I'm sure that's electric. That is an electric type Pokemon. Yeah. SoulSilver has some good music. Like the Team Rocket theme, like that shit got stuck in my head. Lantis theme, that was so good, but I think that's a remix, so you know, but I mean, technically these are all remixes, but still. And yeah. Release me! Release me! Release me! Release me! Have I not found it yet? Oh, there we go. 1 in 3. 1 in 3. Release me! No! This is what happened the last time. It took me like 10 minutes. That's an over-exaggeration, but still. Release me! Release me! Oh, 1 in 4? Are you serious? This one. Oh my god! Okay, you know what? I think my luck is just better this game, to be honest. I think my luck is just better this game, for some reason. Like in Fire Red, my luck was so garbage. But then the RNG gods were like, you know what? She had pretty bad luck in Fire Red. Let's give her good luck for SoulSilver. And now I have good luck. And I'm sure when I get to Emerald, I'll have bad luck again. But we'll see. Hey little tyke, it may not be very smart to challenge me, but it takes guts. So when it comes to electric type Pokemon, and I'm number 1. I never lost on the battlefield. I'll zap you. I mean, you did. I'll zap you just like I do all my enemies in battle. Fire Red hard game. Oh yeah, the gym battles theme in Fire Red 2, that was really good. I'm just saying that because of this theme. Wait, you're higher level than me. What the hell? What the fuck? Die! Should done Elite 4 round 2 in Fire Red. That's a tough thing to win. I mean, if I'm not doing it here, I don't think I was gonna do it in Fire Red. Especially with how shit my luck was. Oh my god. All you guys just want me to suffer. That's what I'm seeing. I'm sorry, one-shot a Raichu, that's crazy. Actually, that's not that crazy, but still, I one-shot that Raichu. All of you just want me to suffer. Why can't I win a little? I took down Lance on my second, technically third try. Fuck you. I did it. I'm good at Pokemon now. Not really. But I'm good at Pokemon now. You know what? I think I could beat Wolfclick. I don't think that at all, actually. That would actually be harder than Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Cause I would just use all the Pokemon that I like. And not competitively viable Pokemon. I don't even know competitively viable Pokemon. So you know, whatever. But yeah, whatever. I'm just saying bullshit, I think. I'm trying to rage bait, but I'm only rage baiting myself. That's crazy. No! This is where it starts! Please! Please! No! I mean, the January Machamp was banned from singles, really? Was Machamp Cross Chop really that good, or is it because of something else? Because, like, if you get Machamp Muscle Ban, I guess I could see it, but still. Release me! Okay, well that hit. I think I have to spam this. Turn on Machamp with no guard and dynamic punches. Oh right, dynamic punch too. I don't even have that yet. I don't know when he learns that. I think he learns it soon though, right? Or is it like... I don't know. Release me! Bro, I might just switch into fucking... Ampharos and try to paralyze it. Okay, there we go. I can try and freeze it too. That's why I did this. That's it. Why'd I do it again? I only had 2 more uses of fucking... You know what? Fuck you. I will try and paralyze you. Actually, can you get paralyzed? No, you can get paralyzed, right? Ouch! That did nothing. Ouch! What the fuck? Yeah, when does Machamp learn Dynamic Punch? I swear, if it just kills me because I can't fucking hit it. I don't know why I can't hit it. I mean, I do know why I can't hit him. Oh my god. What else? I mean, I can switch to Starburst and try to quick attack it. And then Quagsire just anomalies good in like every tier for some reason. Quagsire is funny. I think I will try to quick attack it. This sucks! Actually, maybe I should just catch the wind, but whatever. Wait, I have Signal Beam. I should just use that. Ah, whatever. I can just quick attack it to death. Yeah, Z, I got a crit, whatever. I do not know Pokemon, but I just find Quagsire funny. Quagsire is funny, but yeah, whatever. I'm dying. Bro! To be fair, I forgot you could do that. How do I get its speed lower besides trying to paralyze it? Like, I see that as the only option, is just paralyzing it. But I'm paralyzed now. What the fuck? Simulting, but it also isn't so much good damage output, but also doesn't. Oh my god, I paralyzed it. Yippee. Okay, now I just do this and I win, right? Well, no, I had to hit, but still. Yay, okay. That's not even your last Pokemon. I had to use Ethers. What the fuck? Electabuzz. Why do you have this? What is wrong with you, Stand-Up? Yeah, it's just the beginning. Please. Ouch. Please. Please. Wait, does this one-shot you? Please, please, please. I swear, I don't want to do this. I don't want to use a PP, please. Or Easter, whatever. Yay! Why was the Electro the hard thing? Why was the Electro the fucking hard thing? Whatever. My electric trick. You're a strong K-Kitty, get the Thunder Badge. Yay. Molly walked. Electro is fast as fuck. That Thunder Badge shoots those who defeat it. We take good care of it, okay? There's something else. Has a great TM. What this do? What this do? That TM contains Shockwave. Use it to go like lightning. When you go north, you'll... okay, I go to Saffron. What does Shockwave do? There it is. What this do? These are strikes with a quick jolt of electricity. The attack cannot be evaded. 60 power. I kind of like what my Ampharos has already, though. I don't really see a need for it. Because I have Charge. I have Signal Beam just in case Skittles gets fucked for some reason. I have Thunder Wave to paralyze, and I have Thunderbolt to kill. So it's like, what do I need, you know? It's not good? Okay. No! Release me! Release- thank you. I feel like for all of my Pokemon playthroughs, the tagline will be "Release me." I feel like that'll just be the tagline. Hi, you look familiar. What the fuck? Dagger Fox, why are you there? Come to you know where. That's where I actually care. Arena Trap. I feel like the tagline for all my Pokemon playthroughs will just be "Release me." Wait, so should I just go to Saffron? Or what should I do? My Pokemon is preparing the land for construction, but I have no money to start the project. Okay. Hello, just when you least expect it, I'm camera the photographer, next up on a jet. Sure, whatever. I feel like some of my Pokemon are taller than my other Pokemon, so this will look bad. It doesn't look that bad, actually. Yay! So should I just go to Saffron then? I feel like that's where he kinda wanted me to go, you know? Silver Wind. What that do? What anything do? I don't know what anything do. The foe is attacked with powdery scales blown by wind. It may also raise the user's stats. I think you have to lol. Okay. I'll just go to Saffron then. I'm headed out on a picnic. Do you know why? Because you're a bitch. It's fucking night. Why are you doing this? Surely. I could kill that. But I want to kill it with other Pokemon. Yeah, why do you have weak Pokemon? Wait, Arya Sambu, do you know? Like, why do they all have weak Pokemon? Goes out talk about. Oh, wait, hi Darson, how's it going? It's been a while. Like, I don't understand why do y'all have weak Pokemon. Oh, hello, Dagger Fuck. I almost called you something else, and then I would have had to delete the stream. He was out at a funeral? Oh, I'm sorry. They just had skill issue. But it's so weird how everyone has weird Pokemon. Are you going to beat us? We'll knock you flat. Oh wait, Arlo, it's because it's a joke. It's an inside joke with me and our friends, where we tell them to switch the D and the F in his name, and yeah, I don't know, it's just very funny. And you know, I can say it, but still, I think it's just very funny. So which one is this? This is still SoulSilver. I beat Lance. I'm in Kanto now. Ouch. Why do they all have Swip? I swear they all have Swip. I know what made my voice that too. Okay, they should all die, right? I might have to heal Trolley, but I think they're all dead. Actually, I should just switch Trolley in so they can get experience. But you know what? Whatever. Like, put Trolley in the lead, I mean. I was thinking of starting Hardcore SoulSilver earlier. No! I keep killing Trolley! Trolley, I'm sorry. You don't have your XP share yet? No, I don't know how to get it, so I never got it. I mean, if you tell me how to get it, I can try and get it. And I can grind off stream, like, very easily. But yeah, I don't know how to get it. I might just look at it. Actually, I don't know. Cause like I said, I might just switch to fucking... yeah, I might switch to Emerald. You forgot. You're on the road. I mean, I feel like playing Pokemon on the road would be such a vibe. Playing Tomodachi on the road is a vibe. And that's what I've been doing. But yeah. Where's Trolley? Trolley, you are weak! You must become strong. I will feed you a bunch of rare candies if I can find them. Finding rare candies is so hard in this game because I need to sing. But I don't want to use the sing. Walking along with luggage and your companion Pokemon gives a great feeling of outdoor life. When I got XP, sure, it was probably 2009. See, that's your controller. I see. Wait, what the fuck is slack off? Is that normal? Well, time for you to die, I guess. I think the thing that's hardest about playing a new Pokemon game is trying to figure out what the fuck every type is. Because I don't know what these guys are. I'm just kind of guessing based off their design. And name. Wait, Virgil. Oh, why is this kid named Virgil? Playing with just my phone on the DSC. On the DSA related weird to the screen now. I could see that. Since the Gen 4 games and Gen 4 Pokemon are in teens now? I see. It was closed until the problem with the power plant is solved. Underground path. This one is funny because it can only attack one turn out of 2. Why would you use that? Unless you can make it really powerful, I guess. Look at the Saffron City, home of the magnet train. That's what I normally say, but the magnet train isn't running now. It's not getting any electricity because there's something wrong with the power plant. Where is the power plant? Oh wait, I'm in Saffron. Okay, I see. Gaming. The evolution has legendary stats to— oh yeah. You know, I kind of guessed that slacking would be really powerful for how shit, sloth— what was it called? You know, whatever it is. But yeah, I know what its evolution is. I know what slacking is, but I don't know what, you know, that is. Wanna hear a joke? What? So I did launch hardcore to my phone with a randomizer. I only care about the final evils. Don't call me Uncle Psychic, Mr. Psychic's house. Wait. Wait. Do you give me— wait. Let me just switch it just in case. Wait. I got it. You wanted this. Please. Please. Yes. Oh my god, thank you. Unk. He is Unk. But he gave me a good thing, so whatever. Or is it? Where's Psychic? Please. Oh, there it is. Yippee! Guess my 2 Pokemon on my team from Route 1? I don't remember. It's gonna be a- oh wait, you said randomized, right? It's gonna be a legendary, probably. Yes. Should I get rid of Confusion? I feel like Confusion has no place anymore. Like, it may lead on Confused, but like... this one will also maybe lead on Confused, so it's like... yeah, I feel like Confusion is just... dead. Yeah. Yeah, me. I'm so cool. And one will carry you through the whole game. Whoa. Okay, so now I just fight the gym, right? Do I really just want to fight the gym, like, instantly? Like, are they all around the same level, or like some harder than others? Kanto, Johto, Magnet Train Line, Saffron City Station. Wait, this is the Magnet Train. This is a problem. The machine at the power plant is broken and we're not receiving electricity. I don't know how long it'll be until we get the Magnet Train going. Oh, so I had to go to the power plant, wherever the fuck that is. I don't remember where it is. It's on the right side of the map, I'm pretty sure. Do I remember? No. Obviously not. Wait, can I go in that now, too? Oh my god, so many new things. That's crazy for Gore. Why does everyone not know anything about this game? I didn't think this game was that bad. But what the fuck? I'm just spamming. I'm just spamming for this shit. Pasture berries. The randomizer gave you Mewtwo and Deoxys? Well... that's crazy. When you give me the thing? It's not, I just haven't played it forever. You know what? I will buy more potion. I have no potions apparently. Yeah, I will buy a potion. I didn't know I used all my potions. Wait, that could have been really bad. I feel like all I need now are antidotes, maybe. Maybe paralyze heals. But I want to buy repels more. Wait, are there better repels? Oh, there is. Give me. I need some. Yay. I need to remember just keep buying fucking repels because, like, I don't know. My luck is bad. That's what I've learned. This is Silco, famous for Pokemon merchandise. In the past, Team Rocket wanted to come because of that. I know that. I need it. Well, wait, they made the S. They made it spin. They made the S spin. The elevator there is out of order now. Something is wrong with the electricity. It won't work right. I feel sorry I wasted a trip, so here's a gift for you. What the hell is this? It's Silco's latest product. It's not for sale anywhere yet. I got an upgrade. It's Silco's head office building. Okay, so I can't really do anything until I do the power plant shit. Okay. I see how it is. Can I do the fake Pokemon gym then? The fighting type gym? The one here? The one that used to be the gym here, but then, you know, they had a type advantage, so then they, like, all died or something. Yeah, that gym. Can I do that one too? Wait, I can? What the fuck? You know what? I feel like having a type advantage against you two. Hello, Karate King. The Fighting Dojo's master is in a cave in Johto for further training. Oh wait, I can't do it. Okay, whatever. Fuck you. Fuck you, actually. You gave me hope. I wanted to kill someone very easily. Whatever. Actually, Skittles is still my thing against psychic types. Yeah, he's living in a cave. Let's see if I can figure this shit out again. Probably not. But you know what? Whatever. It's fine, right? If I can't figure it out. Bro, why are like the 2 RNG gens like the first one? I mean, this isn't RNG, but still, it's basically RNG. You're gonna eat Skittles? No, don't eat them. A trainer as good as you doesn't need to be told how to deal with psychic-type Pokemon, right? I expect great things from you. Yeah, cause I'm good at the video game. Skittles. The power of Autos you defeated comes to me. What? Wait, why do you have a Bronzor, bro? You're fucking with me. Gonna make them into sour Skittles? Everyone's fucking with me. What the fuck? What does that do? Oh. I mean, Starburst's ability isn't that good, so you know, fuck you. Die. I probably one-shot you too, huh? Yep, goodbye. I got a crit. Oh my god. Please level up, please level up, please level up. No! I fucking hate this thing. The only time I see Hypno is in like porn on my timeline. And I don't like that. I want him dead. Oh no. Also, I used the wrong move. What's happening to me right now? I just thought, oh yeah, I have Psychic. I should use Psychic. And yeah. Cursed timeline. My timeline is cursed. You're very useless. No. And look, you're getting the confusion off. Oh wait, you didn't. Oh my god. Wait. What the fuck? What the fuck? I thought you would've. Yippee. Okay, bye. I'm just gonna guess where I go. I'll fight everyone I see, but, you know, I'm just gonna guess. Psychic power is the power of your mind. Okay, that's usually what I do anyway. That's what I did last time, actually. I just guessed. Okay, now, bruh. What the fuck? Also, can I cry? Why do you want to cry? I mean, crying is good, but why do you want to cry? I got a crit! Finally! It happened! Giraffe rig! Wait, actually, okay, I want to see how Sour Patch is against psychic types. I do want to see this. Because like I said, I gave it a move just in case Skittles gets fucked. But I don't think Signal Beam is a good move, right? I only get to be home for 2 days and you gotta go out for 3 to 4 days. Oh wait, that actually sucks. That actually really does suck. What the hell? Okay, whatever. I almost one-shot you, I would've been happy. I'd have been like, oh wait, Star Patch is really good. But then they didn't one-shot you. Whatever. Whatever, bro. I don't... How do I get out? Bye. Gotta head to Florida. Oh wait, you're going to Universal though? I've always wanted to go to Universal, but I went to Disney World instead. I mean, Disney World was still fun. But I don't remember it because I was like 8 or 9 years old. And so I don't remember that shit at all. I just remember I had fun, but I don't remember anything I did. I just remember kind of feeling happy, you know? And that's a weird feeling. Jared! Fuck you, Jared. I had a friend though who used to live in Florida. And they would pretty much like go to Disney World just as a vacation. Pretty much, and you know, it was kind of weird to me, but also like, yeah. Would I ever go back to Florida? No. But yeah, honestly, I think if I was ever gonna like go to like a theme park again, I think I would want to go to California. When Disney World is a local theme park, yeah. Exactly. But yeah, I think if I... Yeah. That's, yeah. But yeah, I don't think I ever want to go back to Florida. Like, the only thing I liked in Florida was Disney World. Everything else was so bad. I'd rather just stay here, you know, but whatever. Well, no, I wouldn't want to stay here. I know where I want to move. But yeah. That's about it. El Draco1223, thanks for the follow, honk honk. I'm gonna go here now. Alright, I fought you. Post game? Yeah, this is post game. Let's move to the Pokemon world. Wait, aren't they building like a Pokemon theme park in Japan? I really want to go there. I want to go to Nintendo World too. But you know, I'm just like a Nintendo nerd, so whatever. They did? No shot, Espeon is really Pokemon too? Yeah. I love this shit. It actually looks kind of neat. I want to go to it. I want to get like Pokemon plushes of all like the Pokemon I love. But I love way too many Pokemon, so you know, I'd probably just try to get a Noibat and a Noivern. And maybe a Lunala. Maybe. Actually, I probably would want to get a Lunala. But you know. And maybe a Cosmog. Thanks for the boot. That's why I'm a bat. Actually, it's not because of the bat Pokemon. I just love bats. I don't know how it started. It just kind of happened. My favorite animal became bats. And so now I just like all I like all the bat Pokemon and shit. Where am I? How do I get to you? I actually don't know how. Is this it? I feel like I'm close, but I also feel like I'm not close. I see. I'm back here again. I feel like I'm going in circles. I got here, okay. Are you healed? I don't think you you know what, good enough. This probably won't be good enough. I should save, actually. Whatever. You know, make a Pokepark for Unova and Alola. Unova, I haven't been to yet. Alola, though, I love Alola aesthetics, so... I knew you were coming. 3 years ago, I had a vision of your arrival. You're after my badge. I don't enjoy battling, but it's my duty as a gym leader to confer badges on anyone who has proven him or herself worthy. Since you wish it, I will show you my psychic powers. Sabrina looks so cool. Oh wait, I love her redesign. What the hell? Oh, you're way over leveled. No, yeah, wait, that's me. Wait, no, that's you. No, you stole my plan. Fuck. I might have to switch. I know who I can switch to, but I knew this would happen, so whatever. I just hope they don't die. I hope they can tank one of these. Ouch. Oh, you can't tank this at all. I mean, you kinda can. I see to heal you. And then it should be good. As long as I can take 2 of them, it should be fine. 2 of anything, really. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, there's 1. I don't know if I trust this. I don't think I should have trusted that. No! I knew I should have... Who do I switch to then? No, I'll switch to Gummy. This will probably be bad. But I don't want to switch to... I just want them to tank something for now. That's why I'm doing like this. Because as long as I can get another Shadow Ball, like, it should be fine. But I just need them to tank the Psychic. Okay, whatever. I don't think you're gonna be helpful in this kid, so... goodbye, Gummy, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. No, yeah, I'm sorry. That's crazy that they use Shadow Ball. I got crit! Oh my god. That's actually crazy that they used it. Oh my god. I think I have to reset. I think if I start with Sour Patch, I think I should be able to kill it, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. That was the problem. I didn't know who like their Pokemon was gonna be. Also, I'm under-leveled, but you know, fine, whatever. That's fine. That shit I don't care about. Okay, you go in. Do I really want to waste a potion? Yes, I do. Where the potion at? I've been playing this game I don't know how many times, and like, I still don't know where the potions are. That's crazy. I won't get stabbed with this, but you know, it's fine, maybe. I feel like I just got unlucky. Maybe. Not really, actually. But yeah, whatever. Grr, kill him, grr, die, grr. What the fuck? Now you get static. What the hell? Die. How did I not kill you, actually? Whatever. They won't die to this. You will. Maybe. Ouch. Actually, will you? No! Brother. You know what, I just, yeah. Fuck it. I knew that was gonna happen. I don't think I can heal this, like, at all, honestly. I got a low roll there, but, like, I don't think I can heal at all. Because I think the moment I start to heal, they'll just kill me. But I think I'm dead already. Bro. How did you high roll? And I low rolled. Why would this happen to me? Why does this always happen to me? Why do you use Shadow Ball the moment I come in? How do you know? You're gonna crit me too, right? Oh my god. Okay, I have to crit you. Please. 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 Whatever. I win! Alakazam. To be fair, if I'm having trouble with, like, your first Pokemon, I feel like I shouldn't do this fight. You know? But whatever. We'll see. What the fuck is Energy Ball? What is that? Why'd I do so much damage? Oh, defense? Okay, that doesn't matter. Grass move? Oh. Why'd it do a lot of damage, though? Why do you have Berry? Why does everyone hate me? What is wrong with you? Okay, honestly, I feel like if I just keep healing, though, I should be fine. Right? Maybe? No? I got crit? Okay. Brother! It's always an uphill battle, I swear. Good thing I bought these, haha. Also, why'd I put you in? You have a grass type move, why'd I put you in? What's wrong with me? Oh my god, I really am fucking tired. I kind of realized the moment I pressed heal, I was like, huh. I think I should have put you in. But you know, it's fine, whatever. I can just buy more. I can buy more. I am dead now. Goodbye, world. Oh yeah, you're... What the fuck? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Lance. I'm gonna keep quick attacking until, like, you get low health. See what happens, and yeah. Okay, well, you're dead. Bye. This sucks. This sucks. Wait, you wasted a move. Yay. Maybe, because you might heal still. Yeah, you're gonna survive and fucking whatever. At least you wasted another move, though. Actually, yeah, you should just be dead. Because this will get you to half health, right? Yeah, barely. Yeah, and then you use your cringe move, whatever. I don't know why this does a lot of damage to me, but whatever. And if I low roll, I'm just gonna fucking kill myself. Okay, thank you. Now, what's your last thing, Mr. Mime? Please don't have anything bad. But what happened after this, I already know. Do I win? Is that it? Do I win? I outspeed you. Do I? What the fuck? What the fuck? No. To be fair, I wasted 2 of your potions. I hope you don't have any more. You probably do, whatever. Ouch, what does that do? What the hell? That was the future I saw wrong. Bro, I hope. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Why is it when they use Shadow Ball, it looks like... Whatever. I'm pretty sure I can kill you, but still, whatever. If you don't have a potion... If you do have a potion, I'm fucked. You have a potion, I'm fucked. Actually, am I? Do I risk it? I risked it! Wait! Wait! Jawbreaker, oh my god! What the fuck? Your power and far exceeds what I foresaw. Maybe it is impossible to fully predict what the future holds. Okay, when you're just up to March patch, you broke Jaw, you did. Should I really give Jawbreaker the muscle band? Because with the Quick Claw, like, they've been so fucking good. Like, they've been so fucking clutch. I don't know if I should. I failed to accurately predict your power. That means that your power is beyond my psychic ability. You deserve this. Please take this TM too. It contains skill swap? Whoa. But yeah, I don't know if I should. Cause like I said, Jawbreaker with the Quick Claw has just been so fucking clutch. Like, I don't know if I really should or not. Cause yeah, it'll make them more powerful, but still, like, I don't know. Like, they've just been so good. They've been so good with the Quick Claw. Choice Scarf, what this do? Shuka Berry. Okay, bye, fuck you. I'm gonna buy more potion, hello. I need more potion. Give me this shit. Thank you for the potion. I love potion. I'll hail potion. And yeah, sure, more revives. Wait, I already had 10 revives. I don't need this 10, but whatever, fuck you. I'll hail potion. I love potion. But yeah, I don't know, that Quick Claw has just been so fucking clutch. I'm telling you. I think the moment I take it off, like, it'll be bad. Potion seller, I'm going to battle and I need your strongest potion. You cannot handle my strongest potion, so I will not sell you my strongest potion, but you cannot handle my strongest potion. I haven't watched that video in so long, so I actually think I got everything wrong, but whatever. Fuck you. I don't care. But yeah, fucking bruh. That Quick Claw has been so clutch. I'm telling you. I don't want that off. I think it has to stay on all the fucking time. Cause the Quick Claw is so clutch, I don't know. Okay, where am I going now? Over here. Have you been to Lavender Town? There's a tall radio tower there. Both items are good. Yeah, but I feel like I could give Quick Claw to like something else, you know? Maybe, but we'll see. The notice is torn, it's impossible to read. What? What did it won't open, it's locked. Oh my fucking god, don't tell me. It's gonna be a long... Oh, it's gonna be a long way to fucking battles. No! We're the Canton Pokemon Federation Trader Group will drive you under our wheel. Pew pew. Pew pew. Coughing. Truly, can you kill this thing? Probably not. But can you kill it? Oh wait, you can! Don't get poisoned, please. Yay! Yippee! Okay. Oh my god, Rojo! Wait, what the fuck? It's been so long! 48-3 Gaming. What are you doing here? Hello, how's it going? Hello, coughing. Goodbye, coughing. I know, right? Yeah, it's been so long. Where have you been? Have you even been streaming lately? I haven't seen you stream lately. But yeah, how's it going? Came by to show some support while you pack? Oh, you're pack. Where are you going? What the fuck? Everyone's leaving. To be fair, it is the summer. But everyone's fucking leaving. Really, I have to learn how to make time. Oh, that sucks. To be fair, I kind of barely had time to stream too, because of editing and school. But I've been making it work. Going to the hospital soon, got a little rojo coming. Oh, really? Wait, congrats. Wait. That's so cool. Holy shit. Yeah, congrats. I hope it goes well. They got shut down our underground path, that really annoys me. What the fuck? Thank you, so do we. Yeah. Flareon. Isn't Flareon really shit? Or is that just me, like, I don't know, bullshitting? No! That does so much damage to me. Okay, you know, fuck it. I don't care, fuck it. Go, Gummy! Meh. Ouch. Irma, what the fuck? What the fuck? Thank you, die. You know, it's kind of funny, because like the entire game, I just felt like I was, you know, so over-leveled. Like, especially because these trainers make you feel so over-leveled. And then you get to the gym, and then you realize, oh, there's people more powerful than me. So, yeah, you know, it kind of just sucks sometimes, you know? Because it's just like, oh, they're gonna kill me because they're over-leveled. And I'm not over-leveled. And I have no fucking, you know, way to grind. Because I killed all the trainers on my way over here, and I'm still under-leveled. So then I just like, oh, what the fuck? What do I do, you know? But whatever. That's how it's been, like, for this game and Fire Red. I don't know if it got better in Emerald or Platinum. I hope it did, though. Because like I said, I try to fight every trainer that I see. I don't skip any of the fights. But even then, I still feel like I'm under-leveled most of the time. Torment. I love tormenting my enemies. But yeah, I hope it's not bad. Like it has been. How does the magnet train work? Wait, he has a robot Pikachu! Wait! No, come back, I want to see that! What the fuck? Fuck you! Why would you do this to me? I want to see your little robot Pikachu again! Die! You didn't die. What the fuck? You were supposed to die there. Sure, just die. Okay, you know what? Trolley's becoming powerful now. To be fair, it's like, what? 12 more levels and they level up, but still. Trolley's becoming powerful now. And I like it. I like that Trolley's becoming powerful now. Because Trolley deserves it. Will I be able to evolve Trolley by the end of this stream? Probably not. But you know, at least Trolley's becoming powerful now. Because, like I said, they're cool and they deserve it. They did nothing, but they're cool and they deserve it. No, fuck you. I swear, this is the one time I get poisoned. Okay, thank you. I'm surprised I didn't even one-shot you. Now I should be able to, though. Wait, what's your special attack? +4, yeah, I should be able to now. I'm cool. I'm so cool. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's like my biggest problem with Fire Red and SoulSilver. is that even though I fight all the trainers, I still feel so fucking underleveled, like, for certain fights. And I hate it a lot. I hate it so much. What the fuck is Seedot? Cause that's a grass water type, right? Or is it just grass? No, it's grass water, right? What are you weak to then? I will guess you. And I don't know what Seedot is. I'm gonna guess normal. So I will go to you. I already know what Lotad is because I like Ludicolo. But I don't know if Lotad is just grass or if it's just water. I know what Ludicolo is, but I don't know what Lotad is. Ouch. What the fuck? What the fuck? What are you doing to me? Can you die? Die, thank you. And you know what? Die, thank you. What? How did I miss? Bro. What are you weak to? Yeah, whatever. Die. Once I fight a Ludicolo, that's when shit turns bad. But you know what? Whatever. Oh, you're rock. Whatever. Ground. Whatever. Ouch. Ouch. You still do nothing to me. You know what? I'm gonna paralyze you just because it's fun. That sounds like a fun time, right? Paralyzing someone for no reason. Okay, never mind. I'm killing you. You're not normal. Okay, you're rock then. Okay, I'm learning. I am learning a lot. I am learning so much about Gen 3 Pokemon. I'm learning all there is to know about Gen 3. Stop calling me out. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. You got many gym badges. I do have many gym badges because I'm cool. That's how it works. Super nerd Tyrone, by the way. That's crazy. I love his name. Please don't paralyze me. What this do? Ouch. I don't know what that did. Die. I'm killing him for my amusement. But yeah, I don't know. I also kinda hate like the roads that are just full of trainers. Cause I feel like it just takes a fucking hour to get through all of them. And you know, like I said, I don't want to skip any of them. I want to fight all of them because I need the experience most of the time. And so it's just like, oh well, time to go through this again. But yeah. Like the gym battles and everything, that's when I had the most fun with Pokemon. Even if I'm underleveled most of the time, I feel like I had the most fun with them. But yeah. Cause I don't know, I do like the harder aspects of Pokemon. Even if, like I said, I'm not good at them. But I think the moment I start to treat this like an actual RPG, and not, you know, Pokemon, I feel like I do a lot better, which is really funny. Like, you know, I just heal whenever I can and shit, or I just keep switching for no reason, like, or keep switching to like a party member that can like, you know, do a status and then switch out, like stuff like that. I noticed that I do a lot better when I do things like that. But I think that is just how you play competitive Pokemon too, right? Because when I watch people play Pokemon, like, you know, they're usually not competitive players, so they do what I was doing at the beginning, where they just keep in, like, the one Pokemon that's, you know, should be strong against, like, the other Pokemon. And then if they get fucked by, like, a status or something, they'll just keep them in and not heal them and whatever. Like I do. Or like I used to, I should say. And that's just how it would be, I guess. I guess that's just the beginner trap. Huh. I guess that is a good way to put it. That is just the beginner trap. It's just like, yeah, just like keeping the one mana you want in, and then yeah, you'll probably get fucked by endgame if you keep doing that. I almost did. But then I learned switching is cool. And so that's what I'm doing now. Cause switching is cool. Where am I? I'm in Lavender Town. What the fuck? Is switching. I need a heal. Is there anything to do in Lavender Town besides, like, the move guy? Oh wait, they said there's a radio tower, right? Instead of the fucking... the cemetery? Wait, did they get rid of the cemetery and replace it with the radio tower? Wait, that's fucked. Wait, they did! What? That's actually fucked. Your best... Wait, that's so fucked up. Why would they do that? Has some memories make Pokemon spirits rest easy. People come from all over to pay their respects to the spirits of Pokemon. Well, apparently not anymore. Oh, did they just move it here to a much smaller space? Wait, that's still fucked. There are other resting places of Pokemon here. I think there are many chambers that only Mr. Fuji may enter. Welcome, you appear to be raising your Pokemon in a kind and loving manner. Those who love Pokemon come here to pay their respects to Pokemon. Please pay homage to the spirits of Pokemon. I'm sure that will make them happy. Did you make them happy? I don't think so. The Pokemon lived with me a long time. I didn't treat them as Pokemon. I love them as my grandchildren. These guys are my friends. They're apparently not your friends, though. Kid does... Wait, what? Okay. Kid does many good radio shows. Okay. Cool, I guess. You're so fucked up. Oh, name reader. Wait, I thought you were the tutor guy. Okay, I guess you're the name reader. Whatever. Lavender's a tiny, quiet town at the foot of the mountain. It's gotten a bit busier since the radio tower was built. What the hell? Bitch, I don't even know what I'm fucking doing. Need a Pokeflute to wake sleeping Pokemon? Every trainer has to know that. Oh, well, how do I get that? Mr. Fuji does live here, but he's away now. He should be at the House of Memories. Can you believe it? Some people get bored with taking care of Pokemon. Grandma takes in such poor homeless Pokemon and takes care of them. Look at this guy. Bye, you scared me. That's quite some building. It's Kanto's radio tower. Wait, did I heal? I already forgot if I went there. I did, okay. I don't know why I forgot. Oh my god. What the fuck is this? When people are hard at work here in the radio tower, they must be doing their best to put on good shows. Here, look around, yeah, whatever. Why are you doing this? I've been out here ever since the power plant shut down. All my efforts to start the station would be wasted if I can't broadcast. I'll be ruined. I'm the new music director. Your Pokemon can't tune into my music shows. How unfortunate. If you upgrade it with the EXPN card, you can tune in. You better get one. How do I get one? No one's telling me where to go. I mean, they keep saying the power plant, but I don't know where that is. Do I even have a map? Do I have a map of this shit? Oh, I do. Where's the power plant? It's up here. Yeah, it's up here. I didn't know if it was up or down. But I guess that answered my question. So now I know where it is. I had to fight all these fucks though. Fuck you. You really love Pokemon, don't you? I love Pokemon too. You hate Pokemon. Yeah, you only have one. You hate them. Oh, uh-oh. I don't got that grass type move, bruh. I'm gonna die, bruh. I wish I had that grass type move, bruh. No! A Quaglicious. Wait, I'm not asleep yet, though. Wait, does Yawn affect... What the fuck? Why did that kill? Okay, whatever. Does yawn affect you, like, out of battle? Or no? No? Okay, I know sleep does. For some reason. Bro, just die already! You were supposed to die! Thank you. Oh yeah, it stays at- What? Oh my god. That's crazy. That's actually crazy. Why would it do that? My choo-choo. Why does my mom keep calling me too? Yeah, whatever, bye. Yeah, whatever, bye. Wait, I have strength, right? I should have strength. I think I have strength. I don't have strength. Oh wait, no, because I gave it to my fucking Sudowoodo, I think. I mean, I could go get my Sudowoodo. No, I don't really care. I mean... I do care! I do care! I'm lying to you! That is 100% accurate sleep that works the turn after. I see. I see. Who should I put in? I mean, I know who I should put in. There you go. There you go. Can I get my other Pokemon now? I want my other Pokemon, please. Thank you. Where's my Sudowoodo? Or is it my... I don't know if it's you or if it's you. How do I... Oh. It is you. I saw it right there. I saw straight. Yeah. Thank you. You can switch off before it sleeps? I see. I see. I'm understanding the nuances of this game. I'm not really understanding, but I am understanding. Bye. Yay. I don't need that. But 69. Middle Stranding. I really didn't need that. Why'd I do this? You know, you should have told me what it was. So I didn't waste time. This is all your fault, actually. I'm blaming this on you. Whoever didn't tell me, I'm blaming it on you. I don't know why. I just am. Yeah, I could have prevented that waste of time. I don't know where any items are. I feel so tired right now, I don't know why. I think it's because of the Elite Four, but I don't know. Actually, no, I don't know what it is. Even though I'm so hyper, I feel tired. Does that make sense?
Here you go, have a head.
Thanks for the head pat. Wait, I need to put Trolley in the front. I keep forgetting, I don't know why. Actually, I'm so glad I haven't had to use any HMs, really. Because that would have sucked. I swear if I had to use HMs soon though, I'll kill myself in-game. But yeah. Hiker Gym. Oh, what the fuck? Why did he just have this? I mean, I was asking for this earlier, but still. I'm glad it finally happened. Now die. What the hell? I swear that kills you. I swear that kills- okay, whatever. I'm switching. Fuck you. I don't want you to die! Why would you waste a turn? I mean, I guess that's not really wasting a turn, but I still outspeed you! You wasted a turn! Die! Yay! You know, there should be more guys like this, I think. with just random shit. We're 10 rock tunnel ahead. I see. This is a rock tunnel. I swear if I need flat- bruh. Bruh. I did say, but still. Bro. At least I can heal. The fuck, bro. I don't want to switch in just a useless fucking Pokemon. Just to use Flash, but whatever. I hope Emerald has a better HM slave, where I can just put like one thing on like, you know, just one Pokemon. And, you know, I don't have to do it on like multiple Pokemon. Because I also hate that about this game. Zigzagoon? Oh wait, is Zigzagoon a really good- okay, you know what? I know Bidoof is. And like, you know, that's kind of the meme with Bidoof. That's the only reason why I know Bidoof is. But Zigzagoon is too. I know what I be using. I know who I'm gonna use. I don't know what my water type would be in Emerald. So I was kind of debating whether I should, like for my team here, I was debating whether I should use Quagstar and Lapras. But then I was like, I kind of don't want a type overlap. So that's why I chose Trilly. That was the only reason. Actually, no. I wanted to use Scizor first. But then I realized, because I looked at the moveset. I realized, Scizor really doesn't get good bug moves or steel moves. And there aren't really good bug or steel TNs, HNs, whatever. You know, in the beginning portion of the game, like before the Elite Four. And so I was like, okay, I think I can't use Scizor, because I don't think I'm that good at the game. Scarf Boost Speed allows the use of only one kind- oh, I don't like that, bruh. Where's this isn't- it's a first rare Pokemon that isn't good, so no one feels bad to teach them TM. I see. Wait, where am I? Oh, there they are. But yeah, but then, and I did catch a Scyther. I caught a female Scyther, and I was so happy because I was like, wait, I could just use this. But then again, like I said, I realized, oh wait, it doesn't really learn good bug or steel moves, so both of the things I would use it for aren't really good for like this portion of the game, so it would basically be useless. And so I was like, okay, who do I want to use then? Like, who's a good Pokemon? And then I saw that in the gambling center I could get Dratini, but Dratini, you know, it still ended up being a kind of useless Pokemon, because like, it's still not evolved. I'm still basically just using it for like random shit. So it's like, you know, was it really worth it? But I feel like once it evolves, it'll be really worth it. But yeah, I even, like, I was so late into using Scizor that I even gambled, well not gambled, I even like grinded for the metal coat in the fucking Pokeathlon. Like, that's how late I was into using Scizor. Until I decided, like, pretty much last minute, like right before stream, I was like, I don't really think this is a good idea. So then I used Trolley instead. I even gave Scizor the name. Like, that's how late it was. Dragon, I become a carriage Shuz? Yeah. Like, the name I gave it was Warhead. Like, yeah, I even gave it like a name. I gave it pretty much like everything, like, you know, thinking it would actually be a team member. And then it just ended up not being a team member. I'm free! But yeah, that's the story. I can't even show you. I caught like 2 sighters. And I wanted a woman one just because like it was, you know, it was going to be my last one. And I had like all women Pokemon before that. And so I was like, okay, I kind of want this because then it would be really funny. And then I found a woman Scyther. And I was really happy, but yeah. And then I realized it's not that good in this generation. Well, it is that good, but you know. You don't really get good bug or steel moves this generation. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. It even had Technician. Like, yeah, whatever. But now I have Trolley, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. It was kind of weird just choosing like the last party member, like pretty much last minute. It was actually so weird. Wait, where do I go? Where's the power plant? Cause I never really, like, you know, for Fire Red, that didn't really happen. But yeah. Whatever, you know? I guess sometimes shit does happen. And the shit that happened was I would want to use it for bug type, you know, for the psychic type. Like, so, you know, I'd have something against psychic type that isn't, you know, a ghost. But, yeah, it's not that good. So yeah, whatever, I don't know. That's why I taught Sour Patch Signal Beam. So I'd have something against Psychic type. Cause like Ghost type pretty much can't do shit to me. Like, I think the only like type that I have huge trouble against is Psychic. Which is why Sabrina, like, you know, I had to get really lucky to beat Sabrina. And I got lucky to beat Sabrina, so whatever. Like, that is my weakness. But to be fair, I think everyone is weak to Psychic in this generation. So yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of funny how it happened. And it's a little bit of a bug number, but sorry. Bye. Where's the power plant? That's not the power plant. How do I go up? Do I go up by going down? Yes. Water surf. Wait, I go to the power plant by using surf? Ah, that is up here. I came to explore Rock Tunnel. Wait, what the fuck, Goldak? Wait, I just realized. Oh wait, I'm also overleveled. Right, because some of my Pokemon are underleveled and some of them are overleveled, and so it's kind of confusing me. But yeah, see, this is good. I had to put Trolley in the lead, I forgot. Whatever, it's probably good this way. Maybe. Maybe it's good this way. I don't fucking know. You think I know what I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. And that's the neat part. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. Oh, that's... yeah, it was not everyone. Okay. But yeah, I'm like the fakest Pokemon fan ever. Where's the thing? East to Rock Tunnel. Wait, Sun is the power plant water? Is it actually? I like how I skipped that guy somehow. I didn't really mean to, and I don't feel like going back. It is? Okay, whatever. Did I fight you? I did. I don't feel like doing this. You know what? I'll use repel. It's fine now. Not really. But it's fine now. I should've... You know what? Whatever. This is unoptimal, but whatever. It's fine. It's not fine. Oh yeah, there it is. I see. Kanto power plant. I see. Thank you. Where's Trolley? Where's Trolley? Where's Trolley? There it is. There's Trolley. Though to be fair, I don't even know why I'm doing all this shit. A thief broke into the power plant? What is the world coming to? This power plant had been abandoned in the past. We got it back up and running to provide power to the magnet train. The magnet train consumes a lot of electricity. It can't move if the new generator isn't operating. I see. Power plant's manager is up ahead, but since someone wrecked the generator, he's been both sad and at times furious. Sometimes he would burst out laughing out of desperation. You've got to go through so much. What the hell? I'm ready to blast something! Who would dare steal a part from the generator? I spent so much time fixing it. If I catch him, he's going to see what I can do with my charge beam. Wait, do I need to find someone then? Someone made off with a part that's essential without it? Okay, where is he then? What? No. I don't got that shit. Yeah, where is he then? Oh. I just got word from Cerulean. It appears that a shady character has been loitering around. Cerulean? Could I ask for your cooperation? A shady character was hanging around the Cerulean gym. I could go there, baby. Where's Cerulean again? I don't know where anything is. I don't remember. Where is Cerulean? Oh, it's just there. Okay. That's easy. Maybe. That's maybe easy. We'll see. I mean, I could fight that trainer. And then do things. Yeah. Whatever. Okay, so just over here then. Yeah, that's easy. I'll fight this guy too. But yeah, that's easy. I'll tell you a secret, but first we battle. Did you shove Lance in the locker yet? Yeah, I'm in the post-game now. You missed it. I beat Lance in the first hour, actually. I beat him on my second try. I am now the champion. And now I'm killing strangers again. I don't know why. I was slain, but yeah, congrats, well. Thank you, Slade Aspire 2. I love you. Just average champion things beating up farmers? Yeah, exactly, you get it. It sucks too because you're so weak. And so I'm not getting any experience, like look at this. Like, what's the point? They do nothing to me. I one-shot most of them. They give me no experience. I don't understand. How is Trolley ever gonna evolve like this? I thought you were stronger. I thought all the Kanto trainers would be stronger, actually, yeah. But they're not. They're all weak. They're all weak compared to me. No wonder I became the champion, bro. Like, if the entire Pokemon world is full of bums like this, like, yeah, no wonder. Don't litter. Bro, that's my fucking Pokemon. What's wrong with you? Don't call it trash. Actually, I feel like Choli could just kill you. I mean, I'll see. Choli might be weak. We'll see though. Because you're not a Dragonite yet. Yeah, Choli could just fucking fuck you up. Like, what the hell? If even Choli could do this, like, I don't know, bro. I got a crit. Yay. Poliwrath. I will kill this guy. And yeah, Sour Patch is like so overleveled. Just because of all this. Kind of funny. Actually. Those Poliwrath is tanky, right? Oh wait, no, but that's a special attack. Right, they're physically tanky.
Let's get a good stretch.
Well, Holy Knight, hello. Thanks for the stretch, Primate. Wait, you have a Primate? What's wrong with you? I mean, good on you, I guess, but like... Oh wait, I was thinking of something else. I don't know why I was thinking of something else. I mean, I should still be able to kill you. Yeah, monkey. I was thinking of the other monkey. Wow, I really am tired, huh? Oh my god, wait, what the fuck? Alaru, please, where are you? You know, I'll do it. Yippee! Hi Bland, how's it going? Hello! Play Splatoon Raiders with Bland when it comes out. I will! I will, baby. I need to pre-order it. But I'll try. I'll try to do it, actually. Because I really am excited for Splatoon Raiders, and I really want to play with people when it comes out. So we'll see. But I'll try. But yeah, how are you doing? I'll take them, baby. I need to pre-order it. I haven't pre-ordered it right yet. Whatever. I'm playing Peak right now. Yeah, this is Peak. I'm in Kanto right now, I think. But yeah, hi Bland, how's it going? How you doing? Someone followed me, but it's not telling me who, so thank you for the follow, Hong Kong. Pokemon, yeah, this is my first time playing SoulSilver. Good, 6 hours of Splatoon. Bro, not even I could do 6 hours of Splatoon. You're welcome, thank you. Yeah, it's not telling me who for some reason, but thank you. I could like, when I used to stream Splatoon constantly, I could only really do like 2 hours of Splatoon and then I would have to switch to something else. No, I can't even do 5. I could only do 2 and I had to switch to something else. Beating for and a champ? Yay, thank you. Wait, look at my team. I named them all after candy. This is Truly. This is Skittles. This is Starburst. This is Jawbreaker. This is Gummy. And this is Sour Patch. But yeah, I named them all after candy. That was a theme. I don't know what the theme is gonna be for Emerald. I think someone said drinks, and I kind of want to do drinks, actually. That's adorable. Tune was really rough on my hands. I could only do a few matches. Yeah, when I used to stream Splatoon a lot, I would mainly play Salmon Run. Cause ranked was boring to me. But I think it was just because it was too easy. Like, not to brag, but I think it was too easy. And so I would mainly play Salmon. Like in Splatoon 3, I got really into Salmon Run. So yeah, I didn't like ranked with Salmon. It was fun. Hear me out. Movie snacks? Wait, what? Like popcorn and stuff like that, or like what do you mean? Give me examples. A soda. Pickles. I don't think I could do pickles. Funny you mentioned that. We were doing Salmon Run tournament at the start. Well, I haven't played Splatoon like since last year, I'm pretty sure. So I would be a lot rusty. But I don't know. I would want to play it again if people want to play. But I think I am too shit for ranks now. Wait, oh, it's Misty. It like riding a bike. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll put you in. To be fair, I could use both, but yeah. Oh, what the hell? I'm so sorry you're not hurt. Okay, I'm very busy. No time for talking with you. Not good for me if seen by somebody. I can't read his dialogue. Oh no, you've seen me already. I make a big mistake. Forget you see me, okay? You seen her, no nothing, okay? Bye. 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 Wait, how do I get him? Or do I just need to do the gym? I mean, I guess I'll just do the gym, whatever. Oh, but yeah, I don't know. Splatoon is a funny game. Oh, I do need to get him, because no one's here. Okay. I wonder what that was about. I think he stole something or something. I don't know. I don't know how to get him. How do I get him? I guess I gotta look around. I hate doing that. I don't like looking around. Actually, where did he go? Gonna grab some grub, but you'll catch me later for sure. Okay, goodbye, planned. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming for that much longer though, because I am really tired right now. Wait, is he here? Oh, but he's on the bridge, isn't he? If I had it, yep, I knew it. Oh no, honey, I was, but you did be found in no time. The only one from another country. No big business, okay? Think I did if stopped the energy be big panic and lucky for here people. Secret is my mission, so I'll tell you I'm not. But if you win 2 versus me, a man I be and mine secret to you tell. You understand? Battle begin we do. Nugget Bridge. This place looks so different compared to Fire Red. Like the Fire Red version. Cause like they made this place like so much bigger. And so I was just confused like what city it was and where I was actually. And then I saw the bridge, I was like, oh wait, it's this place. But yeah, I was so confused. I still am confused. Where am I? Where am I? I've been drinking water this whole time and I'm so surprised I don't have to go to the bathroom. Cause usually like, I had to go to the bathroom really quickly. Okay, tell you my secret, will I? Machine part steal by me, hide it. I did in Gym of Cerulean. Near inflatable tube put it. I did look for Gym at, but you forget me not. But you for sure will Team Rocket. Come from Jodo, will they? Mine allies, yes, will revenge they are. ... You say what? Team Rocket bye-bye and go-go broken up it says you. Oh no, should I do what now on from me? Okay, I my country go home. Make Team Rocket I will. Goodbye, so long. Bye. I didn't really understand what you said, but bye. Why do they talk like that? Cause they're a foreigner. And that's how they wrote the foreigner. He said he's from another country. That's like one of the only parts I understood. So like, I guess the thing is he doesn't speak English very well. But I didn't really understand that. I didn't understand anything you said. Nintendo not very Jozu, I get. Oh, Nihongo not very Jozu. That is crazy. You said near inflatable tube. Is it this tube? Use English when you can speak Pokemon. I love Pokemon. Wait, is there another inflatable tube? Alright, but there's this shit over here. The black item that was by the pool, it's apart from a machine. Whoa. Wait, do I have to go back? I have to go all the way back to it. Oh my god. I don't like backtracking. That's why I play Pokemon. And RPGs. So to be fair, yeah, whenever I play an RPG, I think like my least favorite thing ever is backtracking. I think whenever I had to backtrack in an RPG is like usually my least favorite part of the game. Now to be fair, I don't know anyone who really likes backtracking, to be fair, so yeah. Whatever. I'm gonna use this repel because I know what'll happen if I fucking don't. Fly W. I mean, I don't have fly in a Pokemon. Also, you can't fly to that Pokemon Center anyway. I can only go to the Lavender Town one. Here you go. Could I ask for a cooperation to get representative on the facility? What the fuck? Who do I give it to? Here you go. The thing you have, is that the part that was stolen from my beloved generator? You found it? Thank you so much. Doing post-game without fly is crazy. Now all I have to do is attach this part here. I mean, I have fly, it's just in the Pokemon Center. Here, go ahead and take this TM as a reward. Yay! Charge beam. It will shoot beams and it can also sometimes raise special attack. I see. Should I give that to Star Patch? I don't know if it'll be that good though. But yeah, you can't fly to Pokemon Center anyway, so it would have been used. I still would have had to do all this anyway.
Here you go. Have a head.
Thanks for the head pat. Oh my god, iCash. Hello. It's awesome. Well, everyone who hasn't been here in a few days just coming back. That's crazy. That's very crazy. Where do I go? Oh wait, the repel wore off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. To be fair, I like this remix. I love this remix, actually. I think I like, the Fire Red version more. But I do like this remix. Hello. I'm here. Kill me. Wait, do I not do this gym? What do I do? Where do I go? Do I go to the magnet train? Like, what do I do? I gave him the part. I thought everyone would be here now. What do you say? I'm be trying to certainly gyms Misty. Okay, you tell me nothing. I mean, I could go get fly right now and just like fly somewhere, I guess, but do I really want to do that? Or do I have to get Misty somewhere? Hello, Zubat. Hello. I love that Zubat. My husband is happily with Pokemon he got through trades. I'm happily having such a great husband. I'm so happy. Whoa. He is happy. I think bro is happy. I think bro is so happy. Okay, I will just go over here and fight everyone, I guess. They made this place so much bigger. Be the 6 of us trainers to win a fabulous prize. Not you guys again. School kid deadly. You guys have useless Pokemon too. That's crazy. Why is everyone so weak? I say this and I'm gonna get to Misty and like she's gonna have a Quagsire and I don't have a grass type, so I'm gonna die. Yuki Storm, thanks for the follow, Hong Kong. But yeah, that's gonna happen. I'm gonna get to Misty, she's gonna have a Quagsire, I'm gonna die. I mean, I do have my Machamp. I could probably one-shot it.
Here you go.
But we'll see.
Have a head pat.
Thanks for the head pat. Yippee. Oh. Yeah, I'm second now, it's serious. Okay, I'm guessing Misty is over here. Wigglytuff. I love that shit. Also, wait, why are you in the lead? I didn't mean to read. I meant to put Trolley in the lead, whatever. It's fine. Well, okay. I'm guessing there won't be that many normal type tiers, so die. Also, but yeah, Lady Stuff has so much fucking HP, like... Yeah, I had to do that. Hit me, Grant. Wait, you also have... What the fuck? What the fuck? Wait, but there's one thing I can do. Besides cross chop. I can do this. I can also go first because I have quick claw, but I think I was going first anyway, but you know, bye. Maybe. Maybe. No! Are you serious? I swear, I'm barely not getting the one shot. It's pissing me off. I didn't need this. Whatever. I'm barely getting the one shots. Or not getting the one shots. Maybe I'll get the one shots now. I didn't get +5 attack there. So maybe I can. Who knows? Oh my god, you saw me from so far away. Okay, number 3 won't be easy. But yeah, it's crazy. It's getting crazy now. Tangela. It do be getting crazy. I forgot to put Trolley in the lead again. Now. Okay, just die instantly so I don't forget, please. What the fuck? Why do you have this? Okay, kinda did nothing to me. Whatever, bro. Passing out last night. Good night, Kazuma. Sleep well. I hope this Tangela burns and dies. Goodbye, Tangela, baby. Yay, I got a crit, yay! Okay, I can't forget. Wait. Why do you have a Vaporeon? What the fuck? Why you got that? What the hell? Die. Actually, they should die in one hit, maybe. I don't know. People have been surviving things I thought they would die to, so I don't know. I'm just questioning everything. Vaporeon's a cool Pokemon. I like Glaceon more. But that's not my favorite evolution. I think my favorite evolution is the one I have, Espeon. But yeah. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, you go, yep, there we go. Wow, that's so cool. Why there's so many of you? At number 4, I'll stop you. I thought it was only 5, and that's like 6 right there. I saw 2 of them. Okay, you're normal poison, I think. So I could just go to Gummy and Earthquake, probably. And you'll probably die. Oh, I'm so glad I did that. Wait, I'm so glad I did that. Yay, okay, die. What the fuck? Originally, I was gonna switch to Skittles, but I think they would have died. So I'm glad I didn't do that. But still. Yay! Okay, I'm glad they're actually fucking dying now, though. And Trolley leveled up. Where am I? See, there's 2 of them! And number 5, getting tired. I thought you said there's 5. What? Wait, did you say? I'm last in line, but I tell you, I'm tough. Then what is that guy doing over there? On the right? What the fuck? Gloom in Paris. Okay, I can keep my Espeon. Starburst does have to come in though. And hopefully Skittles one-shots to Gloom. They probably will. Yeah. Okay, that was easy. What the fuck? Blossom. Is Paris also poison? Could it sell out as like... I'll flamethrower the Blossom. Wait, is Blossom poison? I don't fucking remember. Just use Psychic on this Paris, it'll probably die. Oh yeah, it fucking died. Out of Paris's bug. Bug grass, I see. I thought it was bug poison. It still died, but you know, whatever. It's fine. It's actually really fine. Why do you have a Pidgeotto? What the fuck? Okay, die. And you'll probably die. Hopefully, we'll see. Wow. Skittles is so good. Huh. That's crazy. And I think one of them doesn't have any Pokemon now, actually. Does one of them only have Paris? Is actually weird. I swear, your entire team is just a Paris. Okay, Paris sec. Bro, what is wrong with you? You know, I'm gonna use Cyberm on you because you're not even worth it. You're actually not even worth it. I swear if we still die. Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine now. I still don't know what that guy is doing over there on the right. Apparently it's all Paris. Erm. Yeah, what are you doing here? I have nothing to do with the six-pack traders. I waited here to beat you when you were tired out by all the Oh, okay. So you're just a bitch. I see. To be fair, I feel like Jolie can win this. If Jolie can't win this, you're off the team. But I think Jolie can win this. Jolie, you're off the team. That was a bug type move. Wait, what the fuck? Why do you have Ice Beam? No, I'm dead. No! Jolie off the team! What the fuck? I'm sorry I had to go like this, Jolie. I'm really sorry. No, like I said, to be fair, I didn't know they had that. I wonder what he says after. Wait, I can't go up here? What the hell? I'm sorry, I won't cheat anymore. What do you say? You took on one more battle than you expected, but you won anyway. As promised, you win a prize. Yippee! I don't. What did the Nuggets do after seeing how you bet? I want to see how I'll. No! Wait! What? Bro, they're all cheaters. Every single one of them. I hate them. Gumby's gonna die. I didn't want to heal. Ouch. Gumby is dead. Oh, you do nothing to me. Okay, I'll die. Please. Die in one hit for me.
Here you go.
Yay. Thanks for the head pat. Charmeleon? Okay. Why do they all cheat? Wait, I probably did to this though, huh? Oh my god! Okay, I will heal, fuck it. Unless you have something weak to something else, then I won't heal, but still. Fuck you. War Turtle, okay, good. Good, good, good. Good. Actually good. Thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Everyone here cheats, what's the point? Why would they do this? Actually, why would they do this? Yippee! Light screen. And no. I do not want that shit. Thank you. I never had a battle this wonderful. You and your Pokemon are really strong. Yeah, you're shit. What this guy? What this? You're here for my grandson. His name is Bill. He's in Johto. He does something with PCs, so I'm house sitting. My grandson Bill told me about a Pokemon that has a long tongue. It has ring-like marks on the front of its legs, he said. If you had that Pokemon, right? Oh, I don't have that. Oh, bye. Oh yeah, there she is. Oh, bye. Who was that? Oh, why'd you have to show up and bug us now? Do you know what they call people like you? Pets, you're gonna be right, Pets. Oh, I thought you were gonna say cuck. I kinda cockblocked you, huh? Those badges you have, are they Johto gym badges? You have 8, it must be good. Come to Cerulean Gym, I'll be happy to take you on. I'm missing the gym leaders, I'm a Cerulean. I just cockblocked Misty, bro. What the hell? Actually, what the hell? I didn't even know she was dating someone. W. What do you mean, W? She was about to have a good time and I showed up. Looking to fight. I basically just like took her out of her lunch break early just to fight her. And that's what I did. I'm a horrible person. I think. But whatever. Love is temporary, Pokemon fight is eternal. I mean, I guess. Whatever. Why does it do this black screen whenever I heal? Whatever. Why is my mom calling me again? Hello, I'm about to use Fido. Yeah, whatever. Bye. 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 Yeah, bye. They're being weird. Why is my mom like this? Why does she do this? Sharty berries. Mom with the worst control of her child money. Koba berry. What is this? Stop buying me berries. Oh, Muscle Man. Okay, there we go. Like I said, should I get that to my Machamp? Because, is it Machamp fast or is Machamp slow? More berries. Wait, Wesky, what the fuck? Hello. You can also, I know I can disable it, but I don't want to. Wait. Is it Machamp fast or no? Machamp. Machamp is Machamp. Cause like, I don't know. Cause the thing is, I don't know who to get the quick call to then. But if I give it the muscle band, then it can, like, you know, probably one-shot things more easily. And I feel like that'll be really good for this gym fight. So maybe I'll just do it now. But then I don't know who to give the quick claw to. I guess the one person who doesn't have a fucking held item. I guess that's who I'll give the quick claw to. Even though I'm pretty sure you're fast anyway, so whatever. Fuck it. Whatever. Yo, Legend of Making since Misty was away, I went out for some fun too. Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, how you doing, Musky? I gotta fight this gym and die. Probably not. But I feel like it. Also, join my Discord. Okay. I kinda don't like having them in the... for the gym fights, but yeah. Yeah, also join my Discord. Hi, you're back. Hello, back. What the fuck? Been doing a little bit of blood hunt grinding. You just did a hidden boss on extreme. But wait, I'm on Nightmare 12, I think. And that's not that far in, by the way. That's still the beginning. That's like not even halfway through. But yeah, that's where I am. I do want to play it again. I don't know when I'll be able to play it again, though. But I do want to play it again. Wait, is this the one that's Dragon, or is that the other one? I was just about to see how I do on Nightmare 5. Wait, who do you play? Is that Rivals? Yeah, it's Rivals. Who do you play in Blood Hunt? What do you mean? Larry, you should play it. It's PvE. You should play it. Oh, you still been playing Blade? I think Moon Knight is the best character for Blood Hunt. Cause I just seen him like one-shot bosses and stuff. Wait, what? You don't fight me? Sorry about being away. Let's get on with it. But I'm playing Squirrel Girl because, well, I had to. I had to play Squirrel Girl just because she's in the fucking thing. And that's the only reason why. Because I did try Moon Knight too. But then I was like, you know what? I don't want to play the best character this time. I'd rather just play Squirrel Girl. And so yeah, now I'm playing Squirrel Girl. I mean, to be fair, you can do stupid shit with Squirrel Girl. It's really funny. I saw an absolutely insane Squirrel Girl build the other day. Yeah. You can do stupid shit with Squirrel Girl. And it's kind of what made me want to play her too. Because you can pretty much just keep spamming like her attack, her primary attack, like really quickly, and it's really funny. And not only that, but like her right click can just trap like all the zombies next to you and just like kill them instantly. It's so funny. I love it. Cloister. But yeah, that's what I want to do. That's who I want to play. I don't want to play anyone else. Wow, I feel like this gym will be really easy. You know, until one of them has a Quagsire, and then it'll be really bad for me. No, don't block my way, bro. Fuck you. I'm relaxing poolside, so I got enough strength. Thanks for the boot. Azumarill. You don't really see people use Azumarill. I mean, I feel like it's obvious why, but... yeah. I don't really see people use Azumarill. It's kind of sad, because I think it's cute. It's like a bunny water creature thing. But I love it. It's cute. It's useless, but it's cute. Wee. I really wish I had a grass type move, but whatever. Fight me. Don't get nervous watching my magnificent swimming. Okay, then I'm gonna have to go back and heal. Well, not really heal, but just, you know, get PP. Because I'm running out of PP. And I don't want to run out of PP during the fight. Because I feel like that'll be bad. So yeah, whatever. Die. I'm killing them. Die. Yay. It's so late. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of sad that... I know it's the post-game. I know it gets a lot harder. But I'm kind of sad that right now it's very easy. I feel like, in order to train you for the hard stuff, everyone should be, you know, hard. But they're not. So I don't know how I feel about it. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna get filtered by like the level gap. Whatever. Like there's gonna be a difficulty curve, I know. Another one. And I'm gonna hate it. But whatever. It's fine. Mom, please. Why do you always go to the store? You go to the store like every, like 5 seconds. What's wrong with you? Are you bored? Do you have nothing to do? Do you not have another man in your life? Please. Where is my dad anyway? They don't even mention him. Is he just like gone in the ether? Like, I don't know where he is. Did he go get milk and never come back? Is that what happened? I feel like that's what happened. But I don't know. They don't really explain things. Is Dad even— yeah, is he even a human? Am I adopted? So many questions. I was expecting you, pest. You may have a lot of Johto gym badges, but you better not take me too lightly. My water type Pokemon are tough. Ice and Emerald, you have a dad? Whoa. Finally, I have a father. That's crazy. A gold duck. Anyway, goodbye. Oh, wait. Yeah, anyway, goodbye. Whoa, the one time being slower was like actually optimal. And that's crazy. I'm pretty sure you have a Quagsire too, actually. That's like the only thing I'm afraid of. Yeah, there's the Quagsire. I mean, I can try. I feel like I should have gone to Skittles though. But like, I don't know. I feel like Cross Chop would be enough. Maybe. I could have also used Troller, to be fair. Yeah, see, Cross Chop is enough. Because I don't even think you're gonna heal, right? Yeah, you're not. Because you're stupid. LOL. Okay, Lapras. Which shouldn't be a problem either. But you know, we'll see. Because Laprases are scary. No, yeah, see, Laprases are scary. And Sour Patch is slow, unfortunately. Only thing I'm afraid of, by the way. Please, it's going down so slow, please, yay! And Starmie, okay, yeah, it's over. You're pretty good. Wow, Metal Gear. No! Why do you have Ice Beam? Why do you even do that to me? It does nothing to me, die. Stop trying to whittle me down. I'm nothing like you. I am actually good. Well, was that the easiest gym so far? I think it was. Looks like this is it. You really are good. I'll admit that you're skilled. Here you go. It's a Cascade badge. Yippee. I'm cool. Here's another memento from this battle. Take it. What this? I don't know what you have. Oh, water pulse. Okay. It can sometimes confuse your foe. You managed to defeat traitors all the way from Johto. I'm sure you have a good use for it. I don't think I do. I have Serve. But you know what? Thank you. Okay, goodbye. Easiest gym of my life, honestly. Why was that so easy? Is it just because Sour Patch is like so cool? I don't know. But yeah, why was that so easy? That I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think this kind of solidified my decision of what I want to do next time. Here to chant, I guess, but like still. Like, why are they so weak? I need a challenge, but like, in order to get there, I need to fucking grind, and I don't want to grind, and yeah, whatever. Actually, not even just the grinding part, it's the fact that I had to do all this again. And I don't know if I had the mental for that. So I think, yeah, like I said, I think this solidified my decision of what I wanted to do for, you know, next time. What is it, Wednesday? Yeah. Wait, so then I'm starting 2 new games this week then. Wait, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, but yeah. I should save. Just in case I ever decide to pick this up again for whatever reason. I don't think I will though. Like, I can't Lugia. I beat the Elite Four, like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything really for me to do.
Here you go. Have a head pat.
Thanks for the head pat. Just gotta get some of those cheated rare candy. Yeah, exactly. That's what I had to do, actually. Cause like, I don't know, like, I don't really mind grinding. The problem is, they're so weak, they're not giving me any experience. That's the problem. But, yeah. Like I said, I think that solidified my decision. I think on Wednesday, I will start Pokemon Emerald for the first time. And then, what, Tuesday, I will play Majora's Mask for the first time. And, yeah. Yippee, it's the Rayquaza game? Yeah. I love that thing, me too. I don't know. Actually, I know why I say Rayquaza. I say Rayquaza because that's the actual way to say it, but I used to say Rayquaza. I mean, that just sounds better, too, but you know. I do like being official sometimes, so whatever. But yeah. Tuesday, Majora's Mask for the first time. Wednesday, Emerald for the first time. Thursday, no stream. Monday, no stream. You know how it is. Friday, probably with more Majora's Mask for the first time. Saturday, either movie night or Tomodachi Life or Mario Kart, whatever I decide. And then Sunday, more Pokemon Emerald for the first time. Yep, there we go. I speedran that. Anyway. Don't look at my follower account. I just looked at it because I wanted to raid someone. Let me find someone to raid. Rap career when? Never. Okay, who can I raid? Who's a VTuber playing this shit?
Here you go. Have a head pat.
No way, your favorite Porsche. And thanks for the head pat. Is there a VTuber playing this game? I don't really see one. Oh wait, there's Spanish. I can't. Salgrim60, thanks for the follow, honk honk. I'm ending right now, but thanks for the follow. Oh wait. I see a VTuber that I can raid. Playing Pokemon. And that's in English. There you go. Do that one. Do that. I can't copy and paste it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, yep. That was it. I'm gonna end now. I'm gonna push the button any second. Bye.